Good day, guys. It's good to be back on the closing argument. This is Monday, November 4th, 2024, and we are live on the closing argument, live on Truth FM, on YouTube, and other corresponding radio stations, local stations across the country. Tonight, as you all know, the time has changed. The time changed on Sunday, so it's a little bit different, but right now it's after 4 years, and in Liberia it's after 9. So the time changed. So because of that, we're trying to get adjusted. And people are still trying to find a way from work. So we'll take some time for us to get adjusted to everything. But it's good to be back on the closing argument. And from us here, we let me appreciate Christian Roberts, always the first to be on time. James A. Koyate Jr., Emmanuel J. Yenswa. I wonder this, my friend, that's my late friend. I wonder that's his son. I know my late friend was Emmanuel Bate Yenswa. I know that's his son, but I also see Usman Ansu Di Maria, Jerry Hine, I also see welcome Alio Kamara, welcome Bill Sanvee, welcome Jerry Hine, welcome Bismuth Goody Williams. Be playing with yourself. Say you playing with your Donald Trump. That joker tomorrow will be crying all over the place. We just watching, waiting. Garguah, Trench Cole, Ralph Carter. We also see Alexander Vani, Jerry Hine, Jerry F. Small from Kakata, Magibi County. Wow. Oliver Sakor. Thank you, brother. Thompson B. Balls from Australia. Chris Moses, Musa Vaduana, Anthony Thomas, Daniel Freeman, Magibi. Wow. Asata Dawson, Afro Viking Egon Lingford from Norway. Adolphus T. Brown. All the Kakata boys are here today. All my boys on my county of Magibi. But guys, good to be back, and as you all know, everybody is getting prepared for tomorrow's election in the U.S. That's the number one election in the world. The whole world is watching the U.S. To see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe we will not know the results. Until the real results may not really. We won't know who will become the 47th president of America until maybe. And I'm sure by Wednesday we'll have an idea. But tomorrow we'll have a little bit idea what's happening, because what's happening is that those who did early voting, they won't count the ballots until after they have done with those who voting tomorrow. And mostly Democrats tend to vote early and do the mail-in ballots, and Republicans usually do most of the voting on election day. So tomorrow you may hear that Republicans may be leading in some of the states, but as they start to check in the mail-in ballots and the early voting, the Democrats the numbers may change. But tomorrow will be a historic time. Either we have the first ever female president of this great country called America. We have the second time a former president taking over, but everyone's say, according to the posters, The race is too close. The both of them are 49%. I don't believe in polls. The polls are all joke. So I can pack in the polls be 49. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Bismarck, I'll eat your money free. Don't try it, buddy. Let me tell you, eat your money free. Don't bet me. But it's good to be back. And tonight we should have the chairman of the Council of Patriots, Chairman Herman Pedro Costa, should be our guest tonight. We're talking issues concerning the issue at the legislature and other things that's happening around the country. Thank you, Gary Howard. Thank you, Esther Clark Fredericks. Thank you. I love that. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a historic day in this country. If you have not voted, please go and vote. Welcome, my brother. I heard your voice this morning on the phone, so I was happy. I think you did what I told you to do, and you took care of that voice, because last night was sounding terrible. But I heard your voice this morning. At least, I'm sure the African medicine works.
I'm still trying to recover.
Yeah,
I've been drinking the tea and ginger and all those things. I'm still trying to recover and get it back. But
that's good. That's good. That's good.
It's back.
That's good.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
That's good.
Still trying to get it back. Still trying.
Yeah, but buddy, besides that, I'm sure you already finished voting. I'm sure. And I'm sure that just waiting for the results tomorrow.
Yeah.
I took the day off tomorrow,
we'll see what happens tomorrow. It's a busy day, and
I'm not working. I'm not working tomorrow, so.
Yeah, I get to stay home from work. We got a day off.
Stay and just watch it.
So we'll see how it plays out. But again, we're still going to keep America in prayer and pray that everything works out good.
Yes.
Whoever wins will be the one to win.
Exactly. I tried to attend the Kamala rally today in Arlington, but man, you won't try it, buddy. And the security alone, buddy. What? People don't joke. They don't joke. When I saw these guys with these snappers, all the guys done with it, I said, nah, I'm not going all that stuff. The person I said, let me check myself first, see what I got anything.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, I'm not going to try it before somebody can put it in my pocket.
Yeah, when you go into the program, you got
to put it in my pocket. Then next thing you say, I'm not going there. All that great election, I think we'll focus on that one. America, let it rally not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but buddy, good to see you, man. Good to see you. We should be having a good show tonight. But in the meantime, you can just give an update of what you heard today from Monrovia. I know the Supreme Court responded today. I know there are several protests scheduled for tomorrow. Yeah. I'm looking forward to see what happens tomorrow. But I know the campaigners have changed. They are determined to have the protest or the march tomorrow in the Capitol. I just saw another memo from all the guys that call themselves the majority bloc, asking their staff to go there tomorrow, and that's where the problem is going to start. You wait until the guys already announced that they are coming to the Capitol tomorrow, and then you decide on the eve of this 11th hour to come and say you're going to do a counter. Now, you think you're making things hard for you guys? You guys are making things hard for yourself, because if you try to counter these guys, it may not end well.
Yeah,
I'm sure the police, they don't have that much resources to handle the situation. It may exacerbate and it may turn out to be different things. So hope they know what they are doing. But
I hope they know what they're doing. But I think they need to respect the rule of law as well. The Supreme Court has ruled. Come out decision. I think people need to go back to session. This is going to the third week, and the Liberian people business have not been done. So I would suggest that these people go back and see how they can put things together, and let's get the government business going. But it's looking too bad. In fact, somebody just shared with us yesterday that they were in Paris and some lawmakers from the Ivory Coast said that the Liberian lawmakers are just up for money. They're greedy for money. And that's a very bad image for our country to see them just only focusing on getting money and not doing the people work. For you to be characterized by another group of lawmakers is shameful. Look at Ivory Coast. See what's going on in Ivory Coast. Look at Ghana. Ghana just launched, almost completing the railroad business. I mean, the railroad track and all of that. So it's a shame, and no lawmaker need to go to work. I don't know what they want to prove, what they want to see happen, but it's very shameful, very very shameful. The reason you want to remove the speaker does not exist. You go to court and you have not even presented evidence. And one of the things is you go behind another sanctioned criminal, Vonnie Sherman. He's a sanctioned criminal. He was a sanction, and for him to go and take over a case that without any basic, and you standing up there say you're representing a group. I wonder where are those guys' morals? What are the morals they have? A man like Vonnie Sherman, who have been very prominent in the country, you know, he shouldn't even be Protestant. Vonnie Sherman was banned by the U.S. government for stealing innocent people money from bond mines. He ate those people money. Some of them up to the day have not received a dime of the money their parents worked for. Some of them waited to get the benefit from bond mine. They died. And Vonnie Sherman, what he did, enrich himself. So here he goes again. He was just banned. He was just whipped out of the Senate. Now he's jumping behind another a group of breakaway criminals to say he represented them. Is there any ethic? Can you say, as a lawyer, what's your ethical moral? Say, you know what? This is bad. I'm not going to represent it. This doesn't look good for our country. It doesn't look good for us. I'm not going to represent them. But you jump up there on stage over there today again, say you represent those people. So all that money they're wasting. They've been in the hotel for the last 3 weeks eating food. They've been now they're paying lawyers. At the end of the day, that bill might end up into $200,000, $300,000 or $400,000. What are you getting it from to pay? Who's the richest guy in Liberia that probably doing business and paying for all that money? Or a student from the Liberian government and is still using it to waste it. It's sad. It's sad for the country, and this is bringing a very bad negative image to our country.
Yes, and how to call it? As Vonnie Sherman, the hustle is on. He's it's not easy. I think he's hustling because his law firm. I don't think is that active, whatever the case. But and he's not employed no more. Out of the Senate, so he will go to where the money is and where the guys are playing with money. But I don't know. I don't think all of them is. I don't think most of them. I think they have left that place because I talked to one or two of them today on live video, and they were talking from his home, and so I know that I'm sure they are out of there. But how to call it, on a sad note about it, I think you heard about the passing of the superintendent of Grand Bassa County.
Yeah, I heard she died.
Julia Bono. I heard she passed away.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really sad, though. I mean,
yeah,
she was just appointed.
Yeah.
She was just appointed, and to be going through things like that, man, it's sad. And then, and then we lost one of the music icon, Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones, 91-year-old, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he lived a good life, 91 years old.
Oh, yeah.
He lived a good life.
Yeah, so.
Hello, Tila Gibson. Good to see you. Good to see you. But we're still anticipating our guest, right?
Yeah. But in the meantime, while we wait the guest, the Supreme Court, I think everybody's aware, the Supreme Court has instructed legislators seeking to remove Speaker J. Funati Kofa to return to the main house chamber and conduct their affairs within the bounds of law and due process. During a conference presided over by Associate Justice Yomi Bese, Councillor H. Vanning Sherman, representing the anti-Kofa bloc, conceded that due process for the speaker's removal has not been initiated. So yeah, so I mean, again,
what's about that tip? What's with that tip?
Oh, the one with another correction, King Kong.
Yep.
But it's send it to the guys. The guys will put it there.
Let me see what I can find in the correction.
Yeah, this the guy who is president sanctioned by the U.S. government for the very thing he's doing on our tape. I mean, playing with the budget, trying to manipulate the budget. I mean, these guys. I mean, it just shows you why exactly why the guys are being preventing audit and so forth. When you listen to that tape, it's clear that it's all about the budget, all about the money. How to put money in the budget for themselves. And as soon as that budget passes, then they go and start getting the share of the budget. And that's how it's been going for the last 18 years, plus years. And as a result, when you call for an audit, they fight you. If you try to do a reform, they fight you. That's why you see today they have Fonati, they are on his back, trying to get him out, because it's you're accusing the guy, but the guys are saying, the man is saying, okay, I'm not against it. So let's do the audit. The audit will tell what's in it. So
I can play it to me. I don't think I can follow it, but I can play it.
Yeah, you can play it. Hey, listen to it. I'll watch it for him.
You know, if my friend, if my brother, I can do anything for nothing. But for him to take the speakership, delegate to that stupid, foolish, irresponsible, and bull guy, and to think that I want to fight for him, I can do it. And why he missing, he accusing me everywhere, then he can do anything he wants to do. But I'm not getting involved with FBI. Only because of that guy and my husband.
Continue. I come here. I play the other part. That's the first part. The second part.
See my husband, he won't be to me. You know that the free zone authority, they had 2,000. They want to put 800,000 there. She put 800,000. When the community room, I told them they play at Moribond Institution, we get 800,000. We reduce it to 600. And then they were 50,000. Is that money now the man being using? The man, I think 8 employees there. You know how many people they employ there? They employ more than 70 employees there. 90% report from Maggie. And those are people who are on the internet every day attacking me. I'm telling you, no, those are people on the internet every day, they're attacking me. So he expect me to go put my chest down to fight for Fonati so any adult can be passing money to a hospital so that they can be the recruiting people that attack me. Where are coming today? I think I'm going back. After he said my picking it, he told me so Moses are picking it, but I said no, my picking. I asked him, he said, oh, Clarence, I said, in the first place, I think in the first place was the president. Clarence never wanted to vote for Fonati. You know, Clarence got joined CDC through LPDP, a Tyler party. Tyler called Clarence, you know, Tyler and Fonati, they are not on time. They move winning case that Fonati prosecuted the case against Tyler for us to remove Tyler from it. He wanted me to be speaker. Fonati supported me strongly to be speaker. And that's why I've always doing happy. So when Tyler called Clarence, told Clarence to support the man, Clarence I said, no, Clarence, don't support the man. You know, Clarence and Fonati, they are not being friends. Because Fonati wanted to be the speaker, he got Clarence be training. So he and Clarence, no?
Let me play the other one. Let me continue.
Wow.
The last one, right? There you go.
See my husband, he won't be to me. You know that the free zone authority, they had 2,000. They want to put 800,000 there. She put 800,000. When the community room, I told them they play at Moribond Institution, we get 800,000. We reduce it to 600. And then they were 50,000. Is that money now the man being using? The man, I think 8 employees there. You know how many people they employ there? They employ more than 70 employees there. 90% report from Maggie. And those are people who are on the internet every day attacking me. I'm telling you, no, those are people on the internet every day, they're attacking me. So he expect me to go put my chest down to fight for Fonati so any adult can be passing money to a hospital so that they can be the recruited people that attack me. We are coming today. I think I'm going back. I think then he said my picking it. He told me so most of the picking it. I said no, my picking. I didn't want to say Clarence. I said in the first place, I told you I think the president was the president. Clarence never wanted to vote for nothing. You know, Clarence joined CDC through LPDP, a Tyler party. Tyler called Clarence. You know, Tyler and for nothing, they are not on turn. They suffered the global witness case that for the team prosecuted the case against Tyler for us to remove Tyler from it. He would not want me to be speaker. For the team supported me strongly to be speaker. And that's why I've always owed to him happy. So when Tyler called Clarence, told Clarence to support the man, Clarence I said, no, Clarence not support the man. You know, Clarence and Fonati, they are not being friends because Fonati wanted to be the speaker, he was trying to betray him. So he and Clarence, no?
That's the voice of one of the sanctioned senator, Emmanuel Nukwe. This dude was sanctioned by the U.S. government, and there you go again. He's back into another budget wahala. Look at the money he talks about. The money that go there. He going around the room and talking about. You listen to the story. That was Emmanuel Nukwe. You know, these guys were sanctioned, and there you see him broadly admitting to some of the things that they did. Can you imagine? This is sad, bro. This is sad.
Very sad. Emmanuel Nukwe is one of those who was sanctioned by the U.S. government for exactly what he's doing. As you heard in our call, now he's saying he's spilling the beans that the reason why Tyler is against Fonati is because of Fonati was put in charge by President Sirleaf to prosecute the global witness case. Some case, and he went after Tyler. They were all involved. So because of that, he's not trying to pay debt. He's trying to go and to retaliate. Okay, and that's what's happening. And so it's like they are doing all these things to cause trouble. But again, tomorrow I see that tomorrow they will have the hands full. The guys are determined. I saw a meeting today by the campaigners of change, getting ready to march on the Capitol tomorrow. So we're gonna see what happens tomorrow. The guys are determined, and they're not gonna give up. They're gonna be there and see what happens. But the guys, they cannot. From all indication, talking to people from the other side, it appears that they have their plan to remove the speaker is. I don't think they will succeed, because like somebody told me amongst them that even if they go tomorrow to the session and they put the petition on the floor, they will never get the 49 votes to remove the speaker. So there's just a waste of time, and the government is being strangulated. The World Bank $40 million is looming. The IMF $200 million. All these things are there. The legislature need to ratify such a money, and we in November. Civil servants need to take pay for the holiday, and the government cannot function with all one of the branch not functional. Just impossible. So the only thing they can do to go to the session on the gavel of the speaker. We have an issue with the speaker. The speaker will recuse himself. Somebody else will preside. They will put a petition on the floor. The speaker will defend himself, and will take a vote. If the vote is taken, if you don't have the 49, it's dismissed. And I think that's the fear. That's why they doing all this stuff, thinking that Fonati will resign under pressure. And Fonati is determined not to resign, not to let it's not about him, but just for the presidents to not to set a precedent that every time you have a problem, you want to remove the speaker. That's what's happening. So it's very shameful. But Barry, why are you talking? Let me try to get in touch with the guests, okay? Why are you?
Okay. So that's really sad. That is that's really, really sad. You know what's going on. These guys has hijacked the country. They have in some way hijacked the country, and something needs to be done. They have hijacked the country, you know, and nothing is happening. Nothing is really happening. They have gone in, hijacked the country, and it's what we see now. We see it's like joke, folks. I mean, how the other country will even respect us? How would other people respect us when we have our lawmakers who are being bribed to remove a speaker? How will other countries respect us? You listen to what Nunko said, that because another corruption King Kong, Alex Tyler, who is the chief of corruption, or the King Kong, he's the chief, is mad with Chairman Kofa. So he told his other man Koka not to follow him, not to vote for him, not to support him. So it's not fair. Coming from Nunkwe, it is clear, very, very clear, that Alex Tyler was part of this. Was part of it. Let me just play the first one. I'm playing it again. This is the voice of Correction Kikon to Nukwe, Central Nukwe.
If my friend, if my brother, I can do anything for nothing. But for you to take the speakership and delegate to that stupid, foolish, irresponsible, and broke, and to think that I want to fight for him, I can do it. And now he's messy, accusing me everywhere, then he can do anything he wants to do. But not the wrong FBI. Only because of that girl and her husband.
All right, let me play the other one. Now he's blaming somebody, and because of she and her husband. But listen to this one where he talked about how they went and put $680,000 in the budget, and he would listen to this one.
She and her husband, also he won't be telling that he need. You know that the French authority, they have 2,000. They want to put 800,000 there. She put 800,000. When the community road has 200 people already bought institution, we need 800,000. We reduce it to 600. And then they go 50,000. Is that money now the man being using? The man, I think 8 employees. And you know how many people they employ that? They employ more than 70 employees there. 90% they put from my EV. And those are people who are only there and every day attacking me. I tell you, no, those are people who only get there and every day they're attacking me. So they expect me to go put my chest down to fight for food. At least so any adult can be passing money to a hospital so that they can be recruiting people that attack me. Where are you coming to that? I think I'm going back. I think then you say my picking it. You told me so more than a picking it, but I said no, my picking it. I didn't say what Clara got. I said, in the first place, I think the president was the president. Clara got no one to vote for nothing. You know, Clara got joined CDC to FPDP, the Tyler party. Tyler, you know, Tyler and for nothing, they are on time. They go up with space that for nothing prosecuted the case against Tyler for us to remove Tyler from it. He will not come to be speaker. For nothing, so I'm strong to be speaker. And that's why I've always moved to a heavy. So, when Tyler called Clara and told Clara to support the man, Clara said, no, Clara, don't support the man. You know, Clara and for nothing, they are not being friends. Because for nothing, want to be the real speaker, he got Clara betraying. So, he and Clara, you know.
Wow. So you see what they're talking about. Now, how can a budget be 20,000, and you carry out to 800,000? That's why Nuko said. And then he goes into the room and tell them, look, this is a merit-born institution. We'll bring it down to 600,000. They hire a lot of people, he said, they're paying people. But look at that kind of money that he's talking about. These guys, Emmanuel Nukwe, Prince Moyi, Alex Tyler, these guys are criminals. They're not in the interest of Liberian people. They are criminals. And Liberian people sit down and take it for fun. These are criminals. For the house to not be functioning for 3 weeks, this week will be 3 weeks. They mean they're going to shut the government down. And that's the time the Liberian people to try to take some of this law in their hand. Get out there. Make them. They're working for you. The power. They work at the will, the power of the people. You put them there. You can remove them. So I will show up, go to the Capitol building. I will show up and go and demand that these people go back to work. If they don't, you block their offices, they will not come there. we need some law and order. You can't have the lawmaker behaving the way they're behaving. The first place, they are compromised. They were bribed. You can't trust them. They're not working in your interest. If they have not taken bribe and come up on their own and still want to do this, this makes sense. But they've already been compromised because they have taken bribe, 25,000, 30,000, and all those things to remove the speaker. You can't go take bribe and you say you represent the Liberian people. So you want to tell me all these years you ran in the villages, you told the people you were going to bring change. You told them it's just the money business that you on your heart. It's just money on the mind that they can't even change. Every little thing is so greedy. I mean, these folks are greedy. Some of the most greedy people. We got a few lawmakers, I must admit, that are doing a wonderful job. You see, I'm so proud of Olubabu's ability. As I stand here, I'm proud of him. There are a couple of guys, you know, that I'm really proud of. With job ability, have been able to demonstrate some kind of transparency within our house and want them to be on the right track. How can people respect our lawmakers? How can the foreign community, international community respect our lawmakers? That's why sometimes our staff, our lawmakers, they should not be denied visa and things like that. But that's one of the reasons when they go get visa just to travel, they got to go through all those kind of things. Some of them have to even go there and stand online. They take the visa and say, we put it in the military because they know these people are just flawed. Some of them, they are all there. They could kill themselves to win an election just to steal. Just to steal. They could do anything to become the representative just to get money. But they are not there. They wear the big coat, the African suit, jumping all over the place, acting like some serial lawmaker. Only a few of them. I cannot speak to all. I cannot speak against all of them. Some of them are doing a good job. They are there ready to serve the people. And we see Ability. He's there. He's doing what he can. And this is what we want to look at. These are the kind of lawmaker we want to look at. You know, who is there? But not every little thing. What's inside for me? What inside for me? Well, what did we get? Is that how you do it? That how someone that even left on yet? That how you do it? Someone who left on here too, one Liberia, they joined the group. They all there. Well, what inside for me? What inside? The very speaker. A lot of you he helped personally. Damn, that's one man. You continue baking every day. Oh, my family won this. My sister won this. Oh, my daughter did. Oh, how you got a job? They pay you. Or you sit there and just beg other people. One man, you begging him to put you on the committee to do this. You begging him to make you do this. What is that? What is that, bro? You know? And you have brought Liberia to a disgrace. Our lawmakers. They have brought us to the lowest. This is the lowest I have seen in the history of our country for the time I've been existing. This is the lowest that I have seen since I've been since I've been alive. Well, been a Liberian. This is the lowest I've seen now of a representative will go and take huge sum of money because they want to remove somebody. Some of them you know what they're there for. They're only there for the money. We'll bring it, we'll take it, and we'll join the other side. Is that? Can you trust these people to even make real good laws in that country? Can you trust the people to pass any real good concession bill in that country? Can you trust them to even be the lawmaker of the Republic of Liberia? I don't know about you. For me, zero. I cannot trust them at all. Only a few, I would say, a few of them. Those ones who stood their ground to stand with the speaker, I trust them. I think they're a good lawmaker. The guy who reported the money, he's a great guy. Ability has been doing an awesome job working on bill. Yes, Yeke, I will trust him. You know, and a few others, a lot of them. Jerry, another representative, Jerry, he's too. I trust those guys. Hey man, you're not in the interest of it. Everything is money, money, money. And what to do with the money? They want to live a extravagant life. They want love to 2, 3 small little children. They want to act like they're so rich. They want to buy a car or build houses for their girlfriend at the expense of robbing the Liberian people. That's all they do. Drive around in big cars 3 people walking behind them like there's some king or some president with security holding the bag. And at the end of the day, by the time the money over, you see someone in the street after 6 years, like they have not even worked for money before. It is sad for our country. This will be the 3rd week. I think they ought to comply with the Supreme Court ruling today. Go back to work. That's what they need to do. If you don't, the Liberian people need to take the law in their hand and go to some of the office, especially those on the opposition block, and demand that they go to work or you'll move them from there. You know, it's too sad. You got money, you got budget that need to be passed. I mean, Christmas coming and all of that, and these guys are playing the fool. What is the reason of wanting to remove the speaker? You can't say it's jumping all over the place like those little kids in high school or those kids on LU who, you know, if you want to go back to those days, then don't be a lawmaker. Just leave there and get in the street and go carry your demonstration. Go there and do it. You know, you're a lawmaker. You can't. You're not in soup or any other thing again. You know, you're not in soup again. So you're a lawmaker now. You need to be an example. But you running around the place, you know, running all over the place and doing things like that people doing during spaghetti. Abu Kabar, I never said Yeke was a rude man. Yeke is a good man. He's a great guy. You know, that's how he expressed himself, Abu Kabar. That's how like Yeke expressed himself, and I love Yeke. A very good man, you know. 1.8. We know now who's supporting, who bribing these people around. You know, some people keeping grudges in the heart because Funati had a job and he persecuted them. The other corruption King Kong, Alex Tyler, he was just lucky. He stole election in Bombing County, cheated a young man there, and was able to come out because he was one of the chief of trucking people. Truck a lot of people in there, fought until he's back. And yeah, he on ECOWAS Parliament. That the kind of people that you trust to go representing after ECOWAS Parliament, LA King Kong, Corruption King Kong. Google him. You Google him, all his stuff come up for stealing. Bam. B-ball 1, B-ball 2. And that kind of police you go and send to ECOWAS Parliament. Liberia is an unserious country. Very unserious group of people. I mean, what would it take for our people to learn? What would it take to stop these kind of embarrassing situation? Right? Just a lawmaker. Nothing, you have not come up with anything tangible in the interest of Liberian people, the very country you represent. If you are going after the speaker, say, "Oh, I need money for Bon County Community College, or I need something for Bathurst Community College, I need something for this college," and they're not giving it, that's the reason. If you I need money to revitalize the clinic in my district or other places, that makes sense. You don't even think of the well-being of Liberian people. Go to most of the villages that you guys are in charge representing, they don't even have clean drinking water. They don't. They don't even have good latrine in the area. You go to some of those places, you got to take double pills so that people won't jam you and stuff like that because you don't get no bathroom there. You don't even care for the sanitary condition of the people, the education. Go to some of the schools in these places. The children learning under some of the worst condition. But look at you. You dead now. Oh, I will do this. I'll do this. And our people just so easy. The poor, so they just follow. And they're holding you, running all around the place. See what you're doing. You call yourself lawmakers. I'm so disappointed in them. We are so unserious. I don't know. Anybody that come to make change, then you want to fight them, you want to attack them, you want to remove them, and you think you're the man. Well, how long that's going to last, bro? How long is it going to last? What is wrong with us? You know, the late Bishop Benedict Warner, he just passed. He said, what's wrong with us is us. You know? It's us. What is wrong with us? We keep electing people. Alex Tyler was sanctioned. Criminal. He was disgraced. You voted for him. Nukwe was sanctioned. And you saw him confessing today. how to do the thing in house, how to go and put money in budget, how to take it on, how to add it. You saw him saying it. They asking the American government for proof. He said went on the air today and confessed, saying those things. We still held him. This guy was sanctioned. He still put him on committee. The former president pro tem was sanctioned. You still put him on one of the most powerful committees. All right? You still put him on one of the most powerful committees. What is wrong with us? You know, what is wrong with us? You took Nukwe, sanctioned, disgraced by the U.S. government, and you put him on one of the most powerful committees. Okay, Aboche. You took him again and put him on one of the most powerful committees after you saw the U.S. government sanction this man. You know, what a shame. What a shame. Any one of these people who can represent Liberia and do anything, you think they're there for you? You think they'll bring in a good for Liberia? They'll not do it. There are a few, I'm not going to condemn all the representatives, there are a few of them who are doing some good jobs, like the senator, you know, like McGill too. Yeah, McGill too was sanctioned. He on committee. That's a fact. Jallah, I ain't forget. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. And all these people are there. McGill is there. He enjoyed too. How can you not have a remorse to look in the face of some of these folks and call them honorable? Who can do that? You know, there are some senators that are doing great things. Senator, I'll always say, Sir Joseph. I mean, see what he's done in his villages. Oh yeah, he's not senator of charity, but you see his mark every month and every time he's traveling from places, ensuring that he gets these medical supplies into these different places. Look at our schools. You can't even call. You can't even. Our school system is very poor. Look at where the children go to school at the University of Liberia. Those young children will struggle and go over there. Look at how many people graduate every year from the university. Can't even get a job. Are you concerned about this thing? Why can't we look at LU? Go to LU. Half of the building is like it looked like it's falling apart. But yet and still, we got people spending $400,000-$500,000. You know how much $400,000-$500,000 would do at a university like Liberia in renovating some of those buildings? I mean, we can't create something more than about our country. Look at our hospitals. How many people still die in Liberia from curable diseases? How many people still die? You know, people are dying every day. But yet and still, our people are not even helping the situation. It's a shame. It's a complete disgrace. And Liberia, it's in your hand. How long will you sit there and allow some of these criminals calling themselves majority bloc to come and control you? It's a shame, bro. It's a shame. Tomalin, welcome.
Yes, our guest is President Honors in Nigerian station. Yeah, had a prior the interviewing about the U.S. elections. Right now, he's president having an interview over Nigerian news station. That's why he's not here right now, but they are interviewing about discussing the U.S. elections. So he's been interviewed by a Nigerian TV station. It's being aired on DSTV to discuss the U.S. election. So that's why he's not here yet. I'm sure as soon as he's done with that interview, I'm sure he'll be joining us. So we'll continue. So with him, he's president, as I said again, he's president being interviewed by a Nigerian TV station that is talking about the U.S. election. Yes, it's causing the U.S. elections tomorrow, so that's why he's not here yet. But in the meanwhile, Buddy, I think what we should do, take some calls from the public
Yeah, that'll be great.
about the situation, the legislation, and the protest tomorrow. Then maybe we can, by the time Costa is ready, he can join. So, guys, Ansu, you guys can come on. Let's take some calls while we are wait. While we are wait, please. Ansu. Yeah, my band. Yeah, take some calls, okay? Take some calls about the protest tomorrow and about the planned protest tomorrow, the march, and also the.
Okay, so all right. So you can put your calls in 077785961 to be a part of the closing argument here tonight. 077285961 to be a part of the closing argument. So we have someone on the line. Hello, caller. Yeah, stay away from your monitor. Stay away. Let's take this caller. Hello, caller. Hello. Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Hill.
Stay away from your monitor.
That's what I'm doing right now. On the way.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I just want to give my contributing quota. And to be precise and concise, what you guys are doing, they are keeping this country into a hostage. And this has the propensity to even ruin this country to a standstill. And so for this reason, I think it is necessary that the citizen populace from all of the various constituents rise up against the rebellious lawmakers, that they themselves need to know that Liberia is a country and must be ruled by the rules of law. Outside of that, then we'll be going into a state of anarchy. And so for this reason, nobody wants to emphasize for such things to happen. And these guys continue being persistent in the underman stage of doing the Liberian people work. Then I think it is expedient that the Liberian people should rise against them. So this is my stage of contribution.
So will you be part of the protester?
I support the ideology, and if that be the case for us, example, I will do.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, caller.
How you doing, sir?
Yeah, stay away from your monitor.
Yeah, far away from the monitor.
Okay, go ahead.
I must go calling for Kata Maggie County.
Okay.
My brother, I really want to be part of that protest, and tomorrow I'll pay my way to go in town. And our representative, that part of it, the Alpha June, the other people, we will protest against them. My brother, will you impeach that people in the country? Why you pour your hostage as a representative? But brother, they guys that are spoiling our country, our country. But everything we put on the president, every time the president, now the president do the best for us. Now that the guys spoiling our country, we don't know. Why you might impeach somebody? They have to edit snow while we must run the country. And I spoke against it. They had to edit start off. My brother, we will not allow it. Now, Now because you for CDC, but I'm a unity party thing. But I'm supposed to fanatic to be our speaker in the country. So anybody that post up to it, you must be removed as a representative in the country. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So the lines are activated 077785961 077785961 to be a part of the closing argument there. So Timothy, you can send the number. We put it out from the US there so that people can call from your end. So for Liberia, we have 077785961 077785961 to make a point on the protest tomorrow at the Capitol building, whether you'll be a part or if you are in support of what going on tomorrow at the house there. So you can put the calls in 0777 285961. So you can go ahead until we get call from Liberia. Okay, we have someone on the line. Hello, caller. Yeah, name and where do you call from? Okay, go ahead.
My brother, the protest is necessary tomorrow. You know that the Liberian people have choice in the representative in our house to go there to represent them. But the guardian in our house, they are the problem for this country. I will tell every Liberian to know the problem in this country is from our house. And you see, the hospital are down, no medicine, people die, Sylvester Pewee cannot increase, nothing is working, the country is scattered, and the financial are in good and teaching all money. You see me? And when you come to the hospital, you want to get a full personal game there. But I tell you, every lab will come outside in our number. And those guys that are on the other side, I say the number are getting every lab will be a mad game.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hello, caller. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, name where do you call from?
Yeah, good evening. I'm Jacob. I'm over from the FPU community.
Okay, go ahead.
That's why I appreciate all of the panelists on the show. I like to appreciate holistically the voting argument and the issue where country we voters have to take out them. The reason is very simple. Normally our brothers and sisters walk around doing election period, and so they say or vote when they are moving around at that time. They are not working for any amount of money or any opportunity to use us as a scapegoat. We have to pay, you know what I'm saying? We have people who are of no use. So one going to be the greatest opportunity and listen to other media platforms and criticize people who will be gathering themselves tomorrow to market capital. I think it will be fruitful. All of our 73 districts, what a country, and let it call on all of us as voters. Some of our guys who are going to the RSB hotel, the touring around the night, so we should be using that as a message against them in 2029. Because we feel that maybe when they are voted upon to serve for 6 years, then they're going to serve for them as 0 years. So we use that as a campaign message against them. Also, especially for my district representative in this full first of Honorable Dr. Thomas. Use it as the tools that we can with the full. Some of us want to be around tomorrow, even though some other boys want to be around, but they are grown, want to be transferring the cost. I think some of those want to make go going to our FJ hotel doing the stuff doing the better. So thank you, and I really appreciate the putting argument family.
All right, thank you. Hello, caller.
Yeah. Let me say good evening to the Closing Argument family.
Okay, go ahead. Your name?
My name is Brother Jeremiah Shearway. I joined this discussion from district number 6 this evening. My brother, it's a sad day, it's a sad movement for our country. To see people who claim to be educated behaving in this form and manner is a sad day, a sad movement for us as a Liberian. Now, the so-called majority group claim that the Garguah is corrupt. The man who you accuse of being corrupt, the man is calling for audit. So, as a sound lawmaker or somebody who claims to be working in the interest of these people, I think we have accepted that and then sit on the gavel so we can go through the audit. Then Liberian people will understand in totality who is corrupt, who is not corrupt. But to show to people that what they're doing, they are doing it in their own interest because they are being greedy and wicked set of people. There's a reason why you're going against the cover. But mind you, we are all marking them. No matter what they do, the cover remains the speaker of this country. And anything they do, I think Garguah will be the next Kenya because we're going to chase them out and see to it that the cover stand as a speaker. Because if they think that he's corrupt, he's not competent, let them go to the same place that they voted for him. Let them go there and sit down there and get the 49 and get him out. But they can't be keeping the country like this. No work ongoing. Since the 17th of October to today's day, the country started nothing moving. Up to present, people are not taking pay, and they're sitting down there calling themselves majority black. They are not doing it in the interest of Liberian people. They're not doing it for their pocket and their stomach. So they need to stop it. If they can't stop it, Liberian people are going to rise against them. Let me frank, because people like Samuel Koga spent 18 years in our house. I expect him to know better. I surprised at him. He's so sick that here I am from the same county. But he's not far from the devil. Let me frank. Thank you for affording me the opportunity.
All right, you're welcome. Hello, caller.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, your name and where do you call from? Speak your mind.
My name is Peabody, and I join you from Torgbean District 4.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm calling all my fellow citizens from District number 4 to join the quest tomorrow to the capital. Because we elected somebody to be a lawmaker, not a lawbreaker. In our honorable, who is trying to do some dishonorable thing in Augusta. Now, what we are saying in District 4, we are not proud of you. As a lawyer, and Antonio, a law, you were to be cognizant of a due process. If you are carrying a million judiciary in your house, you cannot do a lawful thing. Who will tell you in the house to do lawful thing if you can't do it? Marco Thomas, you have not just shamed us, but you have disgraced our district. So tomorrow, we are coming off Capitol Hill to tell you you're doing it. You know us in District 4, we are one-time people. We don't give us second chances in the state. But I think this time around, we are not going to do it one time because it seems yourself looking to be too long. Because the way you last started, you went to represent all Sonny and me, you consult the district. Now you are acting as if in your pocket. You are deciding pocketing on behalf of the district so soon. So if we have the chance to continue to pocket, this is here, it will not be easy for us. So thank you, if you're listening, that you are talking to. District 4 is coming for you tomorrow.
All right, thank you
very much.
Thank you.
I have a caller. Caller, just 1 minute. 1 minute. Emmanuel Vani from Minnesota. 1 minute. 1 minute, please.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you can be on the line. You can.
Well, you live, Emmanuel Vani. You live. 1 minute.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for giving me the opportunity and for the closing argument family. I'm Emmanuel T. Vani calling from Minnesota. I am a member of the CDC, but I'm not speaking of as in my capacity as vice chairman for international affairs, most of our youth league. But our country need to be cleansed. The cleanness from corruption in our country, it needs to be advocated by those people that can stand the test of time. Funati Kufa is one of those people, and that's the reason why the list of the deputy speaker and even the list of the honorable of most of our country, district number 2, Honorable Sekou Safuri Kane, that is in the range of removing the speaker illegitimately for putting forth his opinion of making sure that the house is being audited. Is that the reason why you should go against somebody? Somebody want to bring senator in the country, want to bring senator in the house, because the house has been accused so many days, so many times that it is corrupt. He want to bring senator to the body. why should we all go against him? I think that there are blatant ways of going against the way in which the Liberian people want going against corruption. Therefore, I am in full support of tomorrow protests. I will even send my support to my friends that are making their way at the capital building tomorrow. Liberia needs to be clean. Other countries are moving forward. Ghana is moving forward.
Okay.
Burkina Faso.
Okay.
Ghana is moving forward. What about Liberia? What can move forward?
Okay, thank you.
Liberia do better.
Thank you, bro.
All right, we have someone on the line. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yeah, name and where do you call from?
My name is James. I'm calling from North Dakota.
Okay, go ahead.
And I want to say good afternoon to the closing argument family. I'll say thank you to you guys for all the good work you're doing for the Liberian people. But, you know, tomorrow I have some people that will be part of protest tomorrow. And one thing I want to say to them is that people now are wondering about the so-called majority guys that say they want to remove the speaker. Look, we'll go after them. We know the school that children going to. We know the market that white goes in. We'll go after them. So no need of them trying to push out the Constitution. And also this thing is need to stop. It need to stop. The government is just bought them $45,000 car. Look at that one from district number 8 where he's making video passing all around here in America. All around, all the small children get in the phone. That they're gonna change the one thing in Liberia, that what they remove the other guy for. We need to respect the law of this country. Thank you for giving the opportunity.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, we have someone on the line. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Good evening.
Yeah, Neiman, where do you call from?
My name is Robert Bakoya, calling from 17th Street, Myean Avenue.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I got two representatives in Parliament. One is Honorable Frank Safoko, who is on the legal side of the law, and I got one who is Honorable Foley Family, who is reading the Constitution upside down. It's a big disgrace to former District 7 for back home. I tell our people back home.
So what you mean by reading the Constitution upside down?
I said Foley Family is reading the Constitution upside down. I said Foley Family. I listen to the man on various outlet, the media are like Spoon are falling all the way. He reading the Constitution upside down. He said 37 can make a Quran. In a group, according to them, the so-called majority group, they can have a Quran. He said they got a deputy speaker on their side, so they can do the Liberian people business. And he's lying to the Liberian people. He's reading the Constitution upside down of the rule, even the regulation are going in the house. Honor family is a disgrace to we from former district and that of Sanvee now is District 7. I don't know why our people went and voted for the family to be representative for District 7. Why all the credible people, all the experienced people, they didn't see the irresponsible guy who got 15,000 now, you go later in a hotel, who I don't know. I'm telling the Liberian people, if cost for someone to buy water for a protest, I will do it. Me, I will do it. But this particular guy, he should get it back on his mind. Our people are waiting for another protest back in former District 7.
Okay.
He shouldn't be the one that's supposed to be doing the kind of thing. He really was the number one man that protested against his friends, those people that were in power at that District 7. He went against everybody. He had the largest protest against the people. He said, we're not doing it right. Then you get there, you destroy everything. You think we'll put you there to go later in hotel to be guys to be going to you people there? You will put you down there for you to do like Rumble way where you live from there, you live in a hotel. Then your gang yourself as I call them hooligan rebels.
Wow.
Go put yourself in hotels waiting for like run people spoiling money. Well, even the bomber don't have even drugs in the hospital. There is no go clinic in former district. There is no go clinic in District 7.
Okay.
Even though I live clinic that to to Jallah. No
All right.
drugs, nothing there. You don't even think about it. You lay down in motel.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well,
Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello, sir. This is George Garguah, and I call from Togar.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. For me, those people that are calling themselves the majority black, as soon as their plan is successful, I believe that the president will suspend the House of Representatives because they will be acting illegally. So I will actually tell them that they should abandon their plan. Because the president has already said that, and the speaker for Nanikova is a legitimate speaker by the constitution, by the law, or by the rules of the House. So if they go as the majority black, and then right after they succeed tomorrow, I strongly believe that the president will suspend the working of the House. So for me, I will be into that listening to the question argument and two aspects, but those stations are replacing and get my terrible news to see the president reaction.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, caller.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, Nima, where do you call from?
Yeah, this is Musa. I'm calling from Chicago Public Turning Point.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you see, listen to our men foreign, our so-called political lawmaker who came to hold the country hostage. You see, if you look at those guys, based on their analysis, they will tell you to know that those guys are not even reading. They are not even reading the Constitution. Because even a student today, you tell them about the proceeding of those guys. They will better explain to you what their so-called guy there who they call Samuel Coker. Yeah? Yesterday, I've been monitoring on Spoon. All of the information he just gave it is just about majority, the majority takes star, majority do this, majority this. What is the interest of that? What is the interest of we the Liberia people? You think people pay our taxpayer money? Why didn't they say you put a language our resources around? What people are not to not go to school? People children are happy now. You guys are here languishing our resources. They so-called passing telling us that you or you are majority. Is it the majority that will vote you for or wanted you to do the work of the Liberian people? So my brother, it is those guys tomorrow. Tomorrow will be this day. Thank you very much for the time.
All right, thank you. Hello, caller. Yeah, Nima, where do you call from?
Okay, yes, good evening.
Please be audible. Please be audible.
Okay, thank you very much for the show. Thanks for the program. Let's be very honest, it is not the president that made this speaker. The speaker was being overwhelmingly elected by his colleagues. So let's get that correction. And the next issue we need to get clear here is that those people who call themselves the majority bloc, if they are still, hotel or motel and they're paying $200 per night. So what the benefit that amount of money is going to be is paying their various constituents or district. Those are the issues. So honestly, the next election during period, those are good campaigns that will be used against them. So this is the reason why you see people normally say we the rulers are easily recertified. And so as I saw a woman who was just open to get to the House of Parliament, and then they started to take out with Samuel Togar from Liberia who have paid good 18 years of almost 18 years into power, and nothing is benefiting in this way because of maybe sympathy and people to promote into power. So some of our voters is a national call after 29 or before even 2029. The protest being extended to a rural district in the 15th subdivision. Anytime you put here of your lawmaker coming to visit any portion of the district, as long as that man name is part of the so-called majority bloc, you put your raise placard and then try to speak to that person through your placard that, well, your days are normal. So as of 2029, you're going to be voted out. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I got somebody line quick. Go ahead, Chris. Chris, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Tony. Good evening to the panelists and good evening, Liberian people. My name is Chris MC. I do join from the state of North Dakota. Let me once again use this video to inform the Liberian people, the government like area. Tomorrow protest, the citizens have the right to assemble. There are information some of us getting that there will be counter protest tomorrow. We want to call on the police. We want to call on the police to safeguard and protect those people tomorrow because it's their constitutional right. Also to our lawmakers, those lawmakers, I think the Supreme Court make it clear today. The return to session, you think you have the number to impeach or to remove the speaker, to go into the session, petition, or bring on your petition you have to do it legally. You cannot be a lawmaker, so frustrating. I don't know if those guys read the Constitution of Liberia. We elected those people, I don't know if they make use of the Constitution. Because a lawmaker who's supposed to make the law, who think that they understand the law, they are now bypassing the system. It's so frustrating for our country. It is bad for our country, it's bad image for our country, and we want to call on the international community. The international community to observe this process. And all of those lawmakers that are involved into the process want to call the American embassy, the State Department, that those guys who are involved into the process, that they receive money allegedly, they should be sanctioned, and we are going to place our call to the State Department of America. So once again, the Liberian people, assemble tomorrow, go to the Capitol building tomorrow, have their peaceful protest tomorrow, and make sure that those guys listen. What happened in Kenya will be repeated in Liberia. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, Connor. You have someone there? We should take this call.
Yeah, Ansu, Mr. Ansu, Myean,
Yes.
the guys who do the people who want to contribute to the protest to buy water for these guys, please post the information that they can send it through SendWave to them to that information.
Right.
Because yeah, it should send.
Yeah, you can send it no more.
Yeah, I already sent it. Check your information. Because
if you have it,
Jeff
Yabi.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I sent information already. So post it. Because one of the things the guys are, according to what information I got, is that the guys are very careful on who they are, because they don't want to get the information linked to it for the fact of the matter that they are tracing them. So send it to that number. He wants to support the protest tomorrow by buying water for these guys and for them to do it tomorrow. Send it to that information the guys are about to post. And then if you do it, send me your information so I can for accountability, so I can know exactly that what was sent. So let me know. You just inbox me or so. Send it to that information he's posting, and the guys will be happy. They will be able to they can have something at least to bottle to drink tomorrow. So you want to help them. They are willing to take a sacrifices for everybody. I know most of you are far from the U.S. from the ground, but you can help them through that means. Whether there's $10, $20, just to get them going, at least since they are on the ground, to be the one to face. Okay, yes, that is SendWave information. The Easter Walk Cully, that number. Send your support to them through that information, and they will get it. And those who send it, send me your name so I can for accountability. We know exactly who sent it and what was raised. So send it to that information. It's SendWave number, and from there, yes, I mean you if it's not a point. It's point that these people need us. You can't be saying is comparing with Kenya. Kenya is different, or can compare. Kenya is different, so you can't compare them. If people are if you're down on the ground, you want to do it, you gotta encourage people to do it. Let them have some means, and they're not doing it because of money, because that's why I know very well the people are involved. Exactly, Eugenia. Exactly. So you can't discourage the people. You can't say from thousands of miles and say you'll go protest, then to buy the water for the people, then you say you compare it with Kenya. I don't think it's fair. But in the meantime, Like I said, we should have Costa, but Costa is on our Nigerian station. With I saw that he sent me information. They're talking about the U.S. election. So, wherever, as long as we on, if he conclude his interview with them, he will join us. But in the meantime, we have to go on. Okay, so let's continue. To know the Supreme Court issue a ruling today, opinion today that people should return to session tomorrow. Robert, welcome though, and they should return to session tomorrow. And tomorrow we expect them to be honored the gavel of the speaker. Also, thank you, Benjamin. Yes. So, and we expect them. Already there have been some defection from the so-called majority bloc. People are now returning to, and we expect to see more people tomorrow. We expect to see the Speaker Kofa might have a quorum tomorrow to conduct the business of the country. So we look forward to it tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm trying to get in touch with the organizers for the protest, the campaign of change, to talk more about the protest tomorrow. So while I try to get Robert, you can say something while I get in touch with the chairman, the leader of that protest tomorrow.
Yeah, Tomalin, it's good to be back on. Hello, greetings to all of our followers, our listeners. Thank you for your commitment to information that are authentic, reliable, and truth. But it's Monday. We are still discussing the speaker removal issue. But I'm glad that as we discussed this issue, I'm glad that the speaker remains the speaker. I'm glad that the speaker has not succumbed to previous pressure to resign and to succumb to an unconstitutional attempt to remove him. And I continue to say that this is not to protect the speaker. This is not to protect the speaker's job. This is to protect Liberia's constitution, and this is to reiterate the respect for the rule of law. That's the only way we would thrive as a country. There's no other way around that. People must learn to respect the rule of law in Liberia. And that's the only way. I don't know any developed country, I don't know any serious country who does not prioritize the respect of the rule of law, the respect for processes, the respect for procedures, the respect for order. Imagine if we had a country with absolutely no order. Imagine what would happen. It's a total chaos. And this is what we've seen on Capitol Hill, where you have lawmakers who are already struggling to understand their core responsibilities and also struggling to understand the Constitution and the laws that they were elected to uphold. This is an embarrassment. And the more we continue to support speakers resigning because they don't have quorum, because it has become an embarrassment, we turn a blind eye away from the real issue. The real issue here is who has made this issue an embarrassment. And those who have made this an embarrassment to the entire country should be the one who we must demand answers from. And so I'm glad that Fanatic Kofa is standing up to this. I'm glad that there are decent Liberians, well-meaning Liberians that are standing up to this. And in as much as we respect the opinions of others, we must also do a good job in trying to articulate our position and in trying to convince them Why? They must also be on the side of the on the right side of history. Yeah. I think this is a new beginning of how the House of Representatives should conduct itself. I think this is a new beginning. This bring an end to this nonsense that we saw happen during the days of Edwin Snow and Tyler, where even though the Supreme Court ruled in their favor and demanded that the law be respected, they were politically pressured to resign. And the more you have more speakers resigned, the more that we will continue to have lawmakers who feel as though they can break the laws instead of respecting the laws. And so I'm glad to see, even though I don't commend her for that, because I think she should have known better. I'm glad to see Representative of District Number 5. I'm glad to see her uh, 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 make a U-turn in respecting the law. And if she's listening today, I would say to her, I would not have said, I'm doing this because of District 5 or my constituents. I would say I'm doing this because I took an oath to uphold the Constitution and nothing but the Constitution of our country. This is what you would. This is what you were elected and you swore to do. Imagine what would happen if we had um, a crisis in our country that requires us all to come together to protect our country. Are we going to be making political decisions? Are we going to be making decisions based off our emotions and our sentiments, or are we going to make decisions based off of the law? I mean that's I'm exhausted by this topic, Tomalin. I'm really exhausted by this. There's nothing else left to say other than the fact that this speaker must fight to the very end. I listened to Representative the crook, what's his name, Samuel yesterday, Samuel G. Kokra, and he talked about if the speaker refuses to resign, and if they do have the number, they will expel the speaker. And it reiterated the fact that these guys don't understand the law. They don't understand what the law provides, and they don't understand the limits. You know, just because you have a number to do something doesn't mean you can do it. And so if you say that if the speaker refuses to resign and you have a number, you can expel the speaker. On what grounds are you expelling the speaker? You think you can just wake up and expel anyone, an elected representative, because you feel like you can do so? The Constitution must provide that. There must be a cause. And it's embarrassing that most of our lawmakers don't understand. They don't understand. They don't understand the bare minimum of what their core responsibilities are. And it's embarrassing that as a country, we will elect a bunch of these guys. I mean, the bare minimum, you don't have to be the smartest person. You don't have to be a master's degree holder, but at least you must be able to understand what your core responsibilities are as a lawmaker. These are the people we are entrusting our country into their hands. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and it's really worrisome to know that most of these guys truly don't understand. They don't understand the position that they find themselves and the responsibility that they've taken on. And it's sad. And so the speaker must fight this on. I'm glad that the Supreme Court have ruled on this issue, and I'm hoping that tomorrow that those men should, people who believe in them should beat some senses into their heads. They must go back to the John Chambers. They must go back and continue to make their case. They need the numbers. They need to go out there and campaign to get the folks to 49, and then follow the legislative process if you must remove this guy. Other than that, he must fight on, and we are here to support this process. Thank you.
Okay, let me welcome again Peabody and Sylvester Pewee. Let me just please read this, a message from the campaigners for change and collaborating partners concerning the march on the Capitol. Fellow Liberians, as we approach a highly organized and peaceful demonstration against certain members of the House of Representatives for constitutional violations. We urge all supporters and stakeholders planning to join the march to uphold the rule of law we seek to defend. Participants are encouraged to attend in large numbers. The time has come for us to no longer sit in silence. Our voices must be heard. Tomorrow presents an ideal opportunity for decisive action to ensure our message resonates loudly and clearly. Please arrive wearing your red, white, and blue t-shirts paired with jeans. In light of the extensive mobilization occurring throughout the nation, particularly in Montserrado County, and the warm reception we continue to receive from the citizens, we trust that the government of Liberia will safeguard the people's right tomorrow. They are coming in their thousands to take on the Capitol building tomorrow to demand accountability, transparency, and the restoration of constitutional order for effective governance. Our Constitution has been abused for too long, and now it has to stop. We remain law-abiding citizens of Liberia and will ensure that no form of violence will be tolerated and championed. Those who deviate from upholding the rule of law during the mass action will be apprehended and turned to Liberian National Police. About 800 women, many of whom are our grandmothers and sisters, will be joining this peaceful mass action at the Capitol tomorrow, November 5th. These women would not have called us to join the march to the Capitol if the government they elected was working in their best interest. The government of Liberia should see this mass action as a perfect opportunity to change its policy toward the very citizens that elected them. Our actions are in line with Articles 1 and 17 of the Liberian Constitution, and we will be acting in line with these constitutional provisions and principles to be heard. Campaigners for change to national clarity. So that's what they're doing tomorrow. So they are preparing tomorrow. They have mobilized. They're all around the country. I see tonight they are doing it. And they are also accusing Spoon Level of being propaganda arm, but I don't know about that. But anyway, that's what they. But tomorrow we see what happens. They are coming tomorrow in the numbers to protest. Again, if you want to support these guys tomorrow, these citizens, the mothers and sisters, they have the same information up there. You can support them through that means, and they will be coming up tomorrow to do exactly what they plan to do, because the Supreme Court issued an opinion today, and I think it's expected that people should return to the session tomorrow and do the people's business. If they refuse, the guys are saying they will demand that they do it, or else they were going to just stay a protest. They're going to be there. So let's hear from the other guys. We have Dr. Peabody, we have Pewee. They have all joined us. And let's hear from them what their thoughts on what's happening tomorrow, what's happening in the country, the Supreme Court's ruling today, and XYZ. Let's go, guys. Let's hear from you guys as we continue the program, the show.
Totally. I think it's about time that Liberian people come up and stage a demonstration, expressing their displeasure over the handling of the lawmakers, over their behavior. I think it's important. It's important for Liberian people to come up, step out, because you elected them. Let them know your concerns, but you cannot keep the government hostage for 3 weeks. It's going to 3 weeks. It's going to be next month, next week. You cannot do that. The Supreme Court ruling needs to be respected. Even if they disagree with the Supreme Court ruling today, they need to report. You can't just hold the entire country like that for the fact that you were compromised. You took bribe. You're not doing anything. I mean, just taking that bribe kind of kills you and kills your intention. They are compromised, and they need to go back to work quietly. I mean, if we Liberian people had the way of just going and removing those who received the money, all of them, rejecting them, expressing the dissatisfaction with them as well, reject them, But at this point, they are no help. So the best thing they can do, get back to a job or leave completely. And I think the people should come up tomorrow peacefully. Do not disturb, do not break, do not fight, but go up peacefully tomorrow and call for them to definitely express your representative. Go out peacefully. No fighting, no chewing stone. Don't break anything there. But you can also go up peacefully and express your displeasure over the current situation, because the country has been a hostage for probably the whole 3 weeks. I think it's important that Liberian people come up now. It's about time that they come up to show their dissatisfaction over the corrupt lawmakers calling themselves the majority bloc. Sylvester. You muted, Sylvester.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Peabody, and good evening to the rest of the panelists, and a wonderful good evening to our very resilient listeners and passionate followers. Basically, looking at the structure of the states of our country, and that's within Chapter 1 of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, the structure of the states. Article 1 of the Constitution is clear and giving power basically to the people, right? It is very clear. It's enshrined in the Constitution that powers is inherent in the people, and that's the emphasis the Constitution places in terms of the structure. And I believe that powers should be exercised by the people of the country. We actually no attempt to tamper with that. And the Constitution is saying whenever the people decide to take onto that structure of the Constitutions, no one should hinder that process. So I believe that it is part of the Article 15 also is clear in terms of freedom of expression. And Article 15 is there, and they're going to assemble and express their own grievance, if you will. And so that within constitutional authority. So in terms of we constitutionalists and in terms of the role they intend to play tomorrow, it is given on our laws that every Liberian should have the right to exercise this power, and that should not be taken away by any soul whatsoever. So I encourage them to do that. That is part of the democracy, part of the democratization process that we all spoke of yesterday in terms of we talk about constitutional democracy, constitutional pluralistic democracy we have today. The proliferation of multi-partyism is very important. Now, the folks, we have different sort of political institutions, and then we have the folks who go and express themselves in terms of speaking for the country. It is very vital that we maintain respect and uphold this tendency, because there's element of a serious process that can project the country democracy. It is the democracy we all are working for. It is the democracy that got those folks to represent us. If they are in the House of Representatives, they went through a competitive electoral process. They were vetted by the people. Vetting went through an electoral process, and the contestation they won. Others didn't win. Now, they want to represent the interest of the people. If you are not doing the work of the people got the power to boot you out. The people can even speak through those kind of names. So I believe that the main paying our due contributed tremendously towards this democracy. We wouldn't want anyone to stifle this process in an attempt to come and muscle the peace of our country or to muscle our democracy. We will also push people to do that. Now, the best thing they would do is to allow the people to be a little bit flexible with them, is to return to work. Two things you have to do. If you got the constitutional power to remove, the Constitution is clear. The constitutions of the country said you can set your rules. You will set a procedural process to remove a speaker. And that's within your rules. If you can do that within the confines of the Constitution. Now, within the confine, because the Constitution itself says any law that goes contrary, it is Article 2 of the Constitution, any law that goes contrary to the Constitution of our country is deemed not basically, it's not anything that would work. That wouldn't suffice. So, and democracy is a major part of the issue of representation. It's a major fulcrum towards moving our people forward and our country laws forward. So it's important. I will want to call on them, hey, move in, sit under the gab of the speaker tomorrow. If he got the vote, that's what the Supreme Court is saying. Respect the side of the Supreme Court. The fact that the court is saying revert to the constitutional side of things, I will advise all of them to move tomorrow, sit under the guidance of the speaker, push the resolution. If you have the 49 vote, the speaker going to recuse himself, and we're going to have someone that will preside. If that presiding officer is now the deputy speaker is already compromised, he wouldn't be the person to preside here, right? He's a compromised element. If you are compromised, you cannot be. You're already a party litigant. Now, we have to be a bit mindful here. He already took a side. He's a party litigant now, so he cannot. He compromised his stand as a deputy speaker. Now we go through the structure of the rules. The rule says what? The chairman of the executive will now push to preside. If the chairman of the executive will preside, and you push the process forward. If you can get the number, you boot the speaker out. If you can't get the number, the country force ahead. And we revert to doing our legislative business. It is important. It is very important that we begin the process of representing the people of this country as per the Constitution. But if they will veer that path of constitutionalism or those things and try to evoke those kind of undemocratic precedents or elements into the issue of law, is dangerous. I thought we need to stop those things and allow the people to move and exercise their right to the Constitution of the Republic.
Okay, I have the leader of the protest tomorrow on the line. Go ahead, Mr. Patrick. Go ahead.
I'm Tomalin, and to your beautiful panelists, it's a pleasant good evening here. And to those of you who are in the diaspora, I bring you warm greetings from the Almighty God. I think it's good to always be on your platform to deliberate on critical national issues and proper recommendations or suggestions for the betterment of our country, the Republic of Liberia. Having said that, I'm sure you want me to speak with respect to the planned march to the capital tomorrow. Am I correct?
Yes.
So basically, the march to the capital remains one of Liberia's most important decision-making processes tomorrow. Liberians from across Maserado and its environs will assemble at the Capitol building on tomorrow to speak to our national leaders. And we are acting in line with the rule of law, full concept of the law of morality and the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. At any time, specifically...
Can I interrupt you? Is it the voice of Vendetta Patrick?
Yes.
This is Vandela Patrick.
Uncle Fallo, hello.
Hey, how you doing, my brother? So tomorrow, Liberians, along with Article 1 of our Constitution, we will assemble and will be making a demand, because the Constitution states clearly in Article 1, in an event where our safety and happiness are not guaranteed, we have the right, along with Article 1, to speak to our leaders. So tomorrow we will go there to tell them, go back to work, operate in the confines of the law. Our argument, and I'd like to make this very clear, the argument is not that we are going to protect the speaker. No. As a matter of fact, I've been very critical on this speaker from day one when he was Minister of State under Ansu Sirleaf. But when the law belongs, we have to protect that. People who know me have been very critical under the Ansu Sirleaf regime, including this speaker. He was elected by the people of Garguah as deputy speaker and now as speaker. We have to respect the rule. But look, it is important to state clearly. Many years ago, this country was plunged into a national chaos. It degenerated into trouble. Many of our brothers and sisters lost their lives. My generation, the young people, were used as instruments to destroy lives and properties by a few selfish, greedy, and politically inclined individuals who, instead of using the Constitution or rule of law to address problems, they use the political method to satisfy their greedy desire. After 34 years, the same people who were instrumental in plunging this country into chaos have metamorphosized into different angles of government, inciting people to subvert and violate the Constitution. And that is what we saw at the House of Representatives. We want the due process to be followed. Article 49 states clearly, to remove your speaker, you must have 49 members to sign a resolution. And let me make this clear. A resolution with the 6 counts is an allegation. Under our law, an individual is presumed innocent until found guilty, before you can take action. We are interested. Liberians are interested in the 6 count resolutions against the speaker. If you see us insisting we want due process, we want the rule of law, we are optimistic that if this speaker is given a free and fair trial, he will say some things, he will hook additional persons, and if the need be for them to remove him, we will have other people that will also be entangled. How do we know that other people can go to room 1026? They do something there. We nobody know. We also get to understand that the chairperson on public accounts, Clarence Garguah from my GB country, has a budget of 700,000. How that money was used, we also want to know. So this thing, what I'm even baffled about, the removal of the speaker, it is for their personal gain. They did not say when they remove the speaker, they will reduce their salary because the speaker prevented them from reducing their salary. They didn't care all like that. They didn't care all that when they remove the speaker, they will no longer buy for the $5,000 vehicle. They will not take $15,000 home. They will not have squash car in 2,000. They will not have all the benefit. They will call it up. They will bring additionals. Another speaker will operate in the same form and manner. The problem we have had in this country is we refuse to do what is right. In the past, Nyenwolo was removed, George Dwyer was removed, not removed, but he was coerced to resign. Nyenwolo was coerced to resign. Suno was coerced to resign. Ellis Tyler was coerced to resign. Former Senator Ase Nyinabo was coerced to resign. We cannot build this country on the basis of use of force. When you abrogate, contravene, or violate the Constitution, it's a use of intellectual force. And this is the reason this country went back to war. People took up arms. Taylor came in this country, they said, look, use the Constitution to govern. He used the political method. Other people went in the bush. Today, he's in Great Britain for safekeeping. Samuel Doe, they told him use the Constitution to govern. Other people went misled him. He used force. Today, he's no more. We are saying we have seen a lot. We suffer a lot. It is about time we ask these people, use the rule of law. If you can't have the 49 person to remove the speaker, in 2024, wait for 2025. There is still an opportunity to remove it. If you really determine to have the number, you can lobby for 5 years. You remove the speaker.
Okay.
I don't think the speaker has something as Zeke at the Capitol building that no other Zeke can work with him. Okay. If he's not doing the right thing, people are conscious. So we are saying the march to the Capitol is meant to call the attention of our lawmakers. Many of our teachers are not taking pay. We want to present their petition. The nurses and the doctors, their salaries are low. They don't have anywhere to go. The last time I saw them protesting at the ministerial complex, when these people are supposed to be in the hospitals. I live in the U.S. I know when you are sick, the way the doctors and the nurses, they treat you, the sickness itself will voluntarily leave your body and run for life because of the environment. Here at JFK, we don't have MRI, we don't have CT scan. In fact, JFK now, what I have seen is no longer John F. Kennedy Hospital. It's called Just for Killing. Because when you go there, the possibility of you surviving is difficult. So we want to see our lawmakers.
So Vendela, I want to ask you some question. Vendela, ask you a question. Vendela, ask you a question.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, can you clarify tomorrow whether it's the campaigners of change alone doing this protest or the ALSU students? Are you guys doing it together, or campaigners of change is alone carrying on this protest tomorrow?
Campaigners for change announced the protest. this is not someone claiming, or relevance.
Okay.
But in every organization, you will have someone leading the mass assembly. I don't want to classify it as a protest.
Okay.
We want to say it's a mass assembly of Liberians who believe that the rule of law is paramount and that our leaders should subscribe to that. Campaigners for Change announced this. We call on all Liberians, the religious community, the Muslim community, the traditional people, all sectors of society, student groups, political institutions. They should assemble because these are victims of bad policies. These are victims of social inequalities. These are victims of corruption and discrimination that is entrenched in our public institutions. They will govern their support from different sectors as they are now mobilizing to assemble at the Capitol building, where our petition will be formally read to tell our lawmakers, thank you for listening to all, but we want you to take these counts very seriously.
Okay.
So yes, we want to make this very clear. We listened to a press statement today from other people who are expressing support to join us. Of course, we embrace all the support from all over. But one thing we are against, and I'd like to make this very clear, anyone from any institution or organization who attends or plan to do something contrary to our planned march, to give our march a negative image, you will be apprehended and turned over to the Liberia National Police. We communicated with the Liberia National Police asking them we will be at the Capitol. We did not request permit because the permit that was being used in the past, it came as a result of the degree 88A. Honor Samuel Doe, when the PRC was in government, they were in power. When you want to protest, they will tell you, you got to get permit so you can be denied. When Ellen came to power, I championed that cause along with other civil society organizations that some of our laws needed to be changed. And when she signed the Table Mountain Declaration, that issue of requesting for permit became a history. What you can do is to inform the police that you are protesting. And in fact, we hope that Garguah will respond to us because we made some requests. We asked the police to give us some water because this police force is on record for providing water to protesters as it happened on June 7th. So we hope that Garguah, whoever that is listening tonight, he will be willing to bring a truck of water to give to the professors, the people who will assemble with their placards. So the police must understand that the individual championing this cause is a non-violent individual. I have no history of violence in this country, and I will never be a violent person.
Okay,
we cannot be championing for law to be obeyed at the same time violating the Constitution.
Okay,
that would be another.
Okay, the guys in the panelists want to ask you some questions. I think the public too want to call you to ask questions, but we'll give Pewee and Peabody and Robert opportunity to ask questions, and then maybe they can the citizen can call you to ask some questions about the march. Go ahead, guys.
Mr. Patrick, good to see you, and thank you for coming. My question to you is: how many people are you expecting to turn out on the protest tomorrow?
For now, we can't tell you the specific number because people are coming from all walks of life. But there will be a significant number that the international community will see, and they will say that yes, these people are ready. Liberians have spoken. That which I can tell you, the mobilization that is ongoing is significant, is huge. Even up to now, people are even planning to come to town and sleep so they can wake up early in the morning to begin their journey to the Capitol building. So the mobilization is good. All the time I have led protests, I have never mentioned about number. Number does not define the intentionality and the actions of the people to muster that courage to show up. Speaks volume that the people have spoken, and tomorrow Liberians will speak.
Mr. Patrick, you don't know how many people will be showing up tomorrow. But let me ask you this: how are you having a protest and you have not received clearance from the police? How you gonna do that?
I just inform you if you were listening, and let me make this correction. This is not a protest; it's a march. It's a mass action.
Okay.
I think there are categories of protest. But for us, it's a march.
Okay.
We are marching to the Capitol building. So I permit me to respectfully reduce my height to use what I am intent to execute. It's a march to the Capitol. This is not a protest. But let me say this. Like I said to you, the Table Mountain Declaration signed by former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, you know, he raised that issue of, you know, asking for permit as a precondition to go and exercise your political or democratic franchise. So when she signed that Table Mountain Declaration, it canceled that aspect of people seeking permit. If you don't have permit, you can't protest. The Constitution does not give us the right to go ask the police how to exercise our right. No. So it was important that the Table Mountain Declaration was signed by Ellen. What you can do is to notify. And when you notify, the police is on an obligation to act. We are telling the police we will be assembling at the Capitol. We did it 5 days ago. We did not write them. We want permit. We not get our permit. And this is what we can do. So again, we also made some requests to the police. That tells you how peaceful will be, because this police is on record giving protesters water. So we also asked Garguah, the Inspector General of the National Police, to do the same, to give us water, because we'll be very peaceful. And I can guarantee you we'll be peaceful. And you should bring enough water for our people.
Yeah, but I think I'll stop there, Mr. Vadela, and I wish you guys good luck tomorrow. But people who wanted to come tomorrow, where can they gather? How can they contact you? Others who want to come, where can they gather? What time they need to gather in the morning?
So there are different points. The march is going to start at different points, and it is important to state clearly that people in Single, Oro, and Congo Town, you know, will gather on First Street at the United Nations headquarters. There where they will gather. For people in Central Town, we will gather at Broad Street and the Center for the Exchange of Intellectual Opinion, seal, and they will march to the Capitol. People in Ghanaville, Stephen Togar Estate, all the way to Cow Factory, Looking Town, and Cowell will gather at Freeport, and they will march towards the Capitol. And then people who live in Tingos Village, Rehab Road, and the Red Light will gather at ELWA Junction. Then from across Double Bridge to 72nd, they will gather at the Boulevard Junction. People who live in Grasson and District Number 1, they will gather at our LJ to escort our lawmakers to the Capitol. No, it want to be a scene of interacting with our lawmakers, because when these people were elected, before their election, they lived in the communities with the people visited them unannounced, but it is, you know, disheartening to see them camping at our LJ. So we will go there. We're not going to hammer them. It's going to be peaceful. We're just going to tell them, we will ride with you in your convoy to carry to the Capitol building. You cannot be asking somebody to go to work, then you be beating them. These are not kids. So it will be very peaceful. And it will be a drama. Some people are even bringing cars to say, look, lawmaker, get in the car, let's go. We'll bring you back. And I'm sure many of them are listening to now. They will be very happy. So I don't want people to stigmatize our protest, but it's organized. We are on course. And those of you who are listening tonight, use this opportunity to send a message to the world. If you don't stand up now to speak, tomorrow history will not recall you. That when these people organize this mass action to ask their lawmakers to do the Liberian people work, you sat down, you did nothing. At the end of the day, there will be a problem. Don't make the mistake during the election, where some of you left muscle riding in your various districts to go and vote in another area because they give you $20, $30. That is the reason why when you talk, they don't listen to you. If you were going to be seated in your district and honestly elect your leader, because you live there. When you talk, these people will listen to you. So it is a very good opportunity. Look, let me say to many of you who are being scared, oh, the thing will be like this, they may get there, the people they are enjoying America. I am a Liberian. I was in America before. I worked there in Washington, D.C. I went to school in the U.S. I graduated. I relocated back to Liberia. We want to see our country better, even the people in the diaspora. And that is why we are asking you. You cannot show up physically for your patriotic duty. You can support the cause. Look where you were in Monserrado. Did you live in Boston? Were you on Broad Street? Find people in the community, support them. You don't have to give us the support directly, but if you want, find them support. It's a patriotic duty. Don't be like the other people who are collecting money to go give people arms. Collect money to give us placards so that we'll be able to present your petition. Because when Liberia is safe and better, many of you will return in this country and make this country better.
Vandana, let me ask a question. So, what people want me, so tomorrow, if you guys get there, and the other group say they're refusing to go on the speaker's gavel, and then the same thing happened like what happened yesterday and what been happening. So what will you guys do? Will you guys remain there, or you guys just return home?
So they are aware. Look, Tomalin, I think we are reaching a point of compromise. They are aware that the citizens are coming out. You see, one of them deflected today, Priscilla Cooper. She left the Olokam, the anti-fanatic bloc, and came back after the ruling of the Supreme Court. You see, we told them the law is the law. For example, look at people like Anthony Williams. If the law was not on his side, he would not have defeated a sitting speaker.
Excellent. Very well.
Yeah.
But today he chose to go against the very instrument that brought him to power.
Disappointed, yeah.
You see the inherent contradiction, and this is a young man. I am pointing him out because our generation will never be used as pawn to violate an instrument that gave us survival. Where in the world without the rule? The speaker controls a budget of almost 2 million for 6 years. You think you can be such a person without the law on your side? This is an inherent contradiction, and I was very disappointed in it, and I'm still disappointed. I am asking him now that the Supreme Court said their actions do not reflect the rule of law.
Go ahead,
They
Pewee.
should go back, follow due process. We are asking them, we are pleading with them. These are our brothers and sisters. We don't hate them. They should think about the people who suffer. Look at what happened during the days of old. Few groups of people just vocally say they can't use the Constitution to settle dispute. They should go in the bushes. How our war ended? When Lema Gowi and the rest of the people, they went to Ghana. They barricaded our place. They say, if you don't sign the peace accord, you will not come Osa. These women risked their lives to look at men and women in arms to say you should sign. They are not in arms, but they have intellectual bullets. And this is our fear. And this is the reason why we say we're begging you. For the sake of Mama William, you go back to session. Thank God the Supreme Court has acted. This is the reason why we want for these people to do our work. The MCSS school system, the schools are dirty. They don't even look like classroom. In fact, they look like a breeding ground for stupidity. I told somebody when you go to other countries like Europe, America, even Ghana, Botswana, where I have been, the classroom, the environment, it can intentionally scare stupidity to voluntarily leave your mind and go to prepare you to take something in good. This is the kind of Liberia we envision. I get angry, I get sick. Look, that was one of the reasons I decided to come back. If I stay here, I'm going to get crazy. Because every time when I'm driving around DC, Maryland, Delaware, I see beautiful building schools. If it were possible that we just make God to just transform Liberia overnight, I wish that prayer will happen. I would have been the one to fast. But again, this is our country. America and other countries were not built by angels. They were built by human beings. If you see all in this process, somebody say we're looking for fame. What kind of fame? Somebody say, oh, people give us only $5,000, $50,000. Even up to today, we've been asking people in the communities coming. People are coming with their handkerchiefs. People are voluntarily going to radio station, talking to journalists. These people have to make money. Airtime is not cheap. We're not running. This is not a political system. So again, we want Liberians to support this cause, because when these guys, when these men and women, they do the right thing, the country will flourish. We love them, but what they were doing, it was not correct. That's the only reason we are planning protest, but it's not that we hate them. We hated their election. No. We want to make this very clear. We don't hate them, and we are not defending the speaker. We want the due process to be followed, because when poor man does something wrong, they will take you, they carry you for safekeeping. On the other hand, when big man does something wrong, they say no, they can't do anything. In fact, they too are protesting. What they were doing, it was a form of protest. They say we can't work with the speaker, but we say to the other protest, there must be rule and order. So we are going to present our petition.
Yeah, Farouk, thank you, Adib. We have the time, so we can ask, because I always say have to come. Let me come with a few of my questions. I'm Sylvester Pewee, and we now, I think you've just concluded a statement where you formed some of my interaction with you, because you said that you guys are not supporting the speaker, and the message should go forward that the process is meant to just advocate for the interest of the country. I agree. And let me also emphasize here quickly that the New Progressive Movement do support you guys in full in terms of the support of this process. This is meant for promoting our democracy. It is very important that we all uphold these tendencies. So a few things I want to push up to you here, and you said first and foremost some of what you said. I wanted to find out where the conversion point. I just wanted to establish for you basically, where those folks from some of those conversion point be transported to the Capitol building? I mean, there's a quick yes/no point then before I can say what I want to say.
So right now, like I said, we've not been supported by anybody. This is a national endeavor. We're asking people who have vehicles to support. Other people are willing to come. There are met some groups of guys today, Patrick, you know, my man, we need to be transported. And they were blasting. I sat down with them. I said, comrades, this is not campaign. When that protest hold and everything goes well, I will not be able to be a representative. Nobody will say, okay, because they can't be representative. You will benefit because they will do the right thing.
Okay, so
benefit all of us. Let's make the sacrifice.
Okay,
so we don't have a specific area to say bosses, but other people are willing. They have called me that Patrick, I will volunteer. I can make one trip, I can make 2 trips, and we send it to our logistical committee to coordinate that effects.
Okay, got you. So the point, the bigger point here is that there's no buses that will be commuting people to the Capitol building.
No, some people have made commitment. It's too early to say that.
Bringing MTA buses.
Yeah, somebody called the logistical committee that will be able to transport some people, but not all of them, especially the women, the 800 women.
Okay, because we getting information that you guys are receiving. There's some cash being pumped into this process to hire MTA buses and other KW buses to commute folks at the point. That's why I wanted to clarify. Is that information correct?
Oh no, that one has not come to me. Let's make this very clear. Campaigners for Change leading this protest are now, yes, but there are other institutions. We ask all political parties to join this march. So political parties might be empowering their people to join us because they see that it will benefit us. Civil society organizations that get connection, they feel that their people can support them. Student movement. So this thing is a collective endeavor. If I say that, I say, you know, we're not doing this and this is that, I will be telling you a lie. But because of the conglomeration of different organizations, movements, youth groups, women groups, some of them have their support bases.
Okay, quickly, I want to end because my friend coming soon. Yeah, quickly, Vandela. I know you observe the process. We all being very deeply involved in the politics of our country, and I know that you mean well. A great son of Lofa County, a serious intellectual, and the rest of that. from one of the Ivy League school of the globe. Do you still, the way you see how the guys portray our political process, do you still have interest in contesting in Gibby the next elections?
I don't want you to make me dilute.
No, I'm not. And when you interact,
but please focus.
no, it's important to state that.
Yeah, do you focus on the issue at hand, but
no, but yeah, the way the men behave are a free issue.
Let me make the clarity. I contested as a senator in my GB 2023, and I lost. I accepted defeat as a Democrat, and I congratulated the one who won me, Senator Nathaniel McGill, and say, Senator, congratulations. He even joked, he said, but go on the radio and tell the people I told you, I said, don't bring nothing to me. I already finished telling you congratulations, a level you to go talking or not. So I accepted defeat. But again, the decision that led to my defeat, it only defines who my Gibeons are. It does not define my integrity, my reputation.
No, I'm asking my question to you. My question to you, Vendera, quickly. My question to you is the way the current lawmakers, the way they are currently behaving in terms of trying to do the kind of a politics thing they're playing. Do you still have interest in legislative politics? Yes or no?
I told you I contested already. If I never had an intent and desire to reform the national legislature, I wouldn't have contested to be a senator in 2023. That decision is a personal decision, and as an individual that believes in the dignity and relevance of our constitution that seeks to reform the national legislature, I will continue to pursue that. But like I said, this is not time. I don't want us to dilute this conversation.
Okay. And I will end on this note. I will end on this note. I will end on this note. Let me say thank you again to the quest. I just wanted to tease my own uncle, not a nephew and uncle thing. I wanted to tease my uncle basically, but I will end on this.
Oh, when I saw they met from Magibi now. He said, "You bring Lofa Ben from Magibi."
No, they met from Magibi by paper. They met from Lofa with blood and
okay. Okay.
And let me say to you, uncle, quickly. Let me say to you, my dear brother, that John Smith is asking me something, but yes, honestly, the new progressive, we know we've been championing cause with you. So let us know what we can do in terms of our support. We will communicate with you. John is asking me to do our own contribution. Yes, the new progressive will actually contribute.
Yeah, but let it send information there.
Yeah, the new progressive will contribute. I will contact my uncle Nana. We're going to be maybe even a few sack of water. We're going to buy some water for the folks tomorrow. So we'll contribute. The new progressive will contribute an amount of $100 just for water for the protest, and we'll send our money to Uncle for the level of that.
No,
we
send it to that number there.
So the number, right? Yeah, we'll send it to the number just for water. So John, no, John, you remember the new pro too. So we all is our support. We're going to send it to the number just for water for those that we marching to get water.
Progressive now, it has disappeared. Where's the new progressive?
It's still active.
So okay, before let Vandala go, Robert, get a question before letting go. Just get your final. Okay, so Vandala, before let you go, want to get your final words to the people about the march tomorrow. And once again, to those in the diaspora who want to support the march tomorrow, yes, the number 231-888-333-191. Send away information, the contribution to that number, and it will be received. And the guys will buy the water for these guys who will be. The citizens will be going out tomorrow to march on the Capitol on behalf of Liberians that are far away. It will help them. So if you want to support that march tomorrow, here's the information up there. Support it through that means and let us know that you support, that you send your support, and we'll acknowledge you for that. But Toba Dendelak, we want to say you have opportunity now to speak to part ways with Liberian people. Tell them your final words before the protest tomorrow, the march tomorrow.
So, thank you, Tomalin, George, my dear Firestone brother. It is good to have you on the show. And neo-progressive Sylvester Pewee, an intellectual giant with sweet lips and talk. I applaud you to be on the platform to give it a dignity that Liberians will listen. Again, tomorrow is the march to the Capitol. and we want you to continue enlightening the minds of our citizens. This is not a protest. This is only meant to talk to our lawmakers. For 30 years, the national legislature has not been audited. We are saying you are pointing fingers at each other. This person is a thief, this person is a thief, but you are working within our entity for more than 10 years, 15 years, some of them been there for almost 18 years. It is about time that we transform and reform the national legislature. The best way to do that is when our leaders subscribe to the rule of law. We want you, Liberians, both home and abroad, to support this cause. This is not a cause where we go cause violence. Never. And as a matter of fact, I have made it very clear. Anyone who attempts to cause chaos during that march, men and women have been posted. They will be there on reconnaissance to look among the crowd. If you just make an instant to cause chaos, we will apprehend you. We take you to the Liberia National Police for safekeeping. Our march to the capital is meant to draw the attention of our leaders and the global community to say this new generation of Liberians, they want to see the best their country can do. Let us deviate from this attitude of wanting to use force to solve our problems. That will never help us. Of course, there are challenges here, but I think if the House of Representatives and the House of Senate are working in line with the rule of law to seek our indulgence, that would be good. But as I close tonight, what we have seen is a selfish agenda. We buy them for the $5,000 car. We pay for their cook. We pay for their driver. We pay for their offices, the material that are there. They appropriated $100,000 each, what they call legislative projects. And at the end of the day, they will decide the contractor, and most of them, when they get the contractor, they will connect with the contractor. Instead of leaving legacy for them to build that project, they will eat the money. Some will use their $40,000, they pay $60,000. Imagine when a lawmaker is receiving $100,000 every year. In 6 years, they will have like $600,000. That money is sufficient enough for them to go from one country to another and truck people. At the end of the day, they get re-elected. We are asking them to do the work. We want you to show up tomorrow. The civil servants, you are not taking pay. You are talking for long. The people are not listening to you. The doctors, the nurses, you are not being taking pay. Things are bad in the clinics. In fact, you see your patients dying. You don't have the instrument. The mind is willing to save, but you do not have the instrument to save the life. Imagine a beautiful child is dying in your presence and you cannot save their life because there's no medication. That is traumatizing. A few years ago, I had a time to work in a hospital in the U.S., University of Maryland Capital Regional Health. It is now located in Lago. I saw and I witnessed. I am saying I want my country to be like that. We must dignify nurses. Look at the AFL. They are not taking pay. It is bad. These are people who carry arms to protect lives and property. The police who are coming tomorrow, see their uniforms. Some of those uniforms are dirty and stained. I'm sorry to say that, but we need uniform. This is the first time I'm seeing our police, even though there have been some transformation, but we need our police to be clean. When I was in the US, when I see a police officer, I want to disappear from him and God. I fear them so much. But in this country, when we see them, we overlook. They come on the street. We want the lawmakers to think about them. How can we increase the police salary so that when they go to where they are dignified and certified? Look at the teachers who are molding the minds of a new breed of generational leaders. Imagine if these people were not sacrificing every morning Some of them run motorbike to go put some senses in the minds of our children. But still, when we're making laws, we don't think about them. This is for locally doctors. They were protesting with placards when they're supposed to be in the hospitals saving life. And some of them are specialists. This thing is not about me. This thing is not about greed. But this thing is about the future of the country. We want you to support us. Your 10 cents, your 5 cents, whatever you can do. But we go in 10. You don't send your support to say when you go cause chaos. If you send that money, God your support, hoping that these people send a word, pray over it. As I'm sending this, let God be with these people. That everything my intent, my wish, let the Lord make us be willing to listen to the cry of our people. That way, God is going to answer us collectively. Look at some of them. It is also going to be in their interest. When they leave office, when they are defeated in less than 2 years, they become beggars. It's shameful. Some of them that were just beaten 20 and 23. See them, because they did not put the right mechanism into place so that after they leave the Capitol building, they will come and sit down with all right in the community. So it is about time to tell them that this is the way to go. The march to the Capitol remains unchanged. This march is going to create national attention. And as a matter of fact, we have 2 international groups that arrived in the country to follow this process from nearby Cote d'Ivoire and that of Ghana. I'm part of the civil society movement in West Africa. We told them we want to be peaceful. We don't want people come and say we were involved in violence. Please come and see. They are here. They will be there to monitor. So again, those of you who were skeptical, show up. And it's not about pride. It's not about your dignity anymore, but think about the future of your children. We want you to show up. Tomorrow, this country will move in the right direction. God bless you.
Thank you. Well, that's the voice of Ndela Patrick for the campaigners of change. All eyes will be set on the Capitol Hill tomorrow. Liberians and all the journalists, everyone will be looking up to Capitol Hill tomorrow to see what happens. It's called the march on the Capitol, like Eugenia is saying, protect the Constitution. That sounds good. Yes, trying to protect the Constitution. As we are aware, the ongoing Walhalla in the removal, the attempt to remove the speaker has been ongoing for the last 4 to 5 weeks. And the Supreme Court has finally intervened. And today, the issue of opinion calling on the lawmakers to return to session tomorrow on the gavel of the speaker. And already we're hearing that there are some defections already. And we expect tomorrow to see the speaker will definitely have a quorum tomorrow, hopefully, and the business of the people can continue. As we look forward to this, the World Bank $40 million is still pending. The $200 million for the IMF is still pending. All of this money needs to be ratified by the Liberian legislature. They cannot do it without coming together. The House and the Senate has concurred and sent it to the president for his approval. But now there are lots of pieces that's going on, and we look forward to see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow is a session day, and let's see what happens, especially on the eve of what is considered as one of the most consequential elections in U.S. history. We are watching carefully. 24 hours to go. Harris and Trump on the final campaign blitz. Hopefully tomorrow, by this time, by midnight tomorrow, the world will know exactly who might be the next 47th president of this country or the new leader of the free world. We have an idea where the country will be heading to. So if you are a U.S. citizen, you have not voted, go and vote. And it's all about voting for the soul of this country. It's up to you. Decide who becomes the 47th president. But in the meantime, we are monitoring Liberia, our land of nativity, where most of us, our neighbor strain is buried. You can be citizen today in America, but Liberia is always your home. There is no place like home. I will always go back home. So tomorrow, let's see what happens in our country, because it's causing problem. They continue attempt to move the speaker is still looming over the country, and we must find. And this week is an important week in our country. We must find an end to this crisis this week, because or else the country will collapse. Because you cannot have only the executive functioning, and if we cannot respect the Supreme Court, then we are on the wrong track. So, but guys, let us give our thoughts to it. Again, we should have had Henry Costa. Costa agreed to be on, but then as he sent me, I saw something when Nigerian TV was interviewing the election, and I think it's still ongoing. Hopefully, he will perhaps make his appearance tomorrow, so whatever the case. But at least I'm aware that he has this interview going with a Nigerian TV station as one of the panelists, I think, or the U.S. election. But at least the show is still moving on. But again, Pewee, Robert, maybe you guys want to give your perspective on the Supreme Court's opinion today, and the majority, so-called majority bloc, and the Kofa bloc, whatever they call themselves, the groups. But people know that we are at an impasse and things are not progressing well, and we need to end this tomorrow or this week. It's serious. It's not time. It's not for a joke. You cannot have one branch functioning and the other not. That's why the Constitution provides. We have 3 branches of government, but they are coordinate and distinct, but coordinate. They have to coordinate together to make the country work. We have not only the legislature, the House, the Senate, but the Senate cannot do anything without the House. The president cannot do anything without the legislature sending to him. So it's an impasse. So let us give our thoughts on what's happening. Robert?
Listen, I mean, to be honest, if I was in Liberia, tomorrow, I will join the protest. But I'm not. I don't think Fundela Patrick convinced me yet. I think that some of what I heard today from him, and I hope I'm wrong, but I think it seems all over the place from my perspective, and it seems like it seems more like a campaign message, yeah, right. And I hope that he hasn't seen an opportunity to kickstart a 2029 or whatever his political ambition is. And again, I stand corrected, but I keep hearing him talk about it's a collective endeavor with the organization and other folks that are involved. But he constantly used the word I. I don't like that. He also talked about in his closing statement that Liberia moves in the right direction tomorrow. that is far-fetched. We have a serious constitutional crisis here. The Supreme Court have issued its verdict on this issue, which has been interpreted by other lawmakers, which we're going to delve into. But to even state that Liberia moves in the right direction tomorrow after a march that we don't even know, how it's going to go, I think it's far-fetched, right? It would take more than just a single march on Capitol for Liberia to move in any direction, or for us to get any inclination that Liberia is moving in the right direction, right? And so I don't like a lot of what I heard from him today. I think the reason why this march is going on, as far as I'm concerned, is to ensure that lawmakers return to work, one, and to ensure that they're following the laws for which they were elected, for which they swear to uphold, right? And so I hope I'm not being too critical. But again, I think that the march on Capitol should focus on that particular aspect. All right. We understand the police are not properly funded. We understand doctors are not properly paid. All of these things that he talked about are not strange topics, but that's not the reason why they're marching on Capitol, is it? Right. And so again, I will, if I was in Liberia tomorrow, I will march the Capitol, because I believe that these guys are treading on the wrong path, and they've broken the laws, and I think that we Liberians who have elected them to do our business, which they have not been doing for the past few weeks. I think we should demand that they either return to work, follow the law, or they be held accountable for that, right? I don't think it should be all over the place about doctors and teachers and all of that stuff like that. These are political issues. We know these issues exist, and there's a place and time we can have these discussions. This is about lawmakers breaking the laws and returning to work and doing the people's business. But last point I want to make with regards to the Supreme Court ruling is that, I don't understand how some of these guys have interpreted the Supreme Court ruling. I listened to the post by what was the guy named Representative Prince Toys, where he talked about victory. And then in the same statement, he talked about what the Supreme Court rulings are, right? They talk about Vernon Sherman, acknowledging that a call on the majority of Black members to ensure that due process is served in a quest to remove the speaker. And he did confirm that, based on this ruling, they do intend to return to the John Chambers tomorrow. So there's this expectation that there will be quorum, 37 to provide quorum for tomorrow's session. But why do you need the Supreme Court to even say this? Why do you need the Supreme Court to say, listen, if you need to remove the speaker, you've got to do so and follow the laws and the procedures of the House of Representatives? Why do you need the Supreme Court to say, in order to remove the speaker, you need 49 persons to do so? And even with the 49 persons, you still have got to ensure that the speaker is given due process. Why do you need the Supreme Court ruling for anyone to have any common sense as a lawmaker to say this is how we should have proceeded in the beginning? I see that most of them intend to return to John Chambers tomorrow. They still don't have the 49 members required. But based on the ruling today, they're saying, they will proceed to give the speaker due process. But why have you wasted the Liberian people's time? You've wasted our time. You wasted resources that could be going to other important things. You wasted your constituency's time. You've disrespected the Constitution. You've embarrassed your own very self, only for the Supreme Court to give a ruling and ask you to do what you should have done in the initial stage. What is wrong with these guys, Sylvester? This blows my mind. These are lawmakers. You will understand that they will. Don't they understand the law? The very law they have interpreted, they have selectively picked and choose the law to support their own narrative. But the law is very clear. The law is very clear. So now they will go to the session tomorrow to ensure that the speaker is given due process. But why you need the Supreme Court to instruct you to do that? You are the first branch of government. Why you need the Supreme Court to ask you to do that? This should have been done from the genesis of all of this issue. You need the speaker removed. You have the causes for which the speaker should be removed. You put these issues on the floor. You lobby for the 49 members. You convince them on these issues based on facts, and you allow the speaker to respond to the issue, and you go through the process. Simple as ABC. So this shows how far we are as a country, how far back we are as a country, and it really breaks my heart. Because every time you think that there's hope in our country, these things happen, and it really shows that the people we have elected, the people we continue to elect, just don't understand. They don't get it. They don't understand what the heck they're doing. Thank you. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's quite unfortunate, Robert, and I agree with you. The legislature is being taught to do things that they themselves invented. They made those laws. So the Supreme Court is coming to tell them, hey, the same law years back you proffered to us through legislative business, you ought to do it this way. It's just like you are the classroom teacher, you are going to do some things, and one of your students telling you, Prof, I think the way you're applying the other code is not the exact methodology. You need to change the methodology also, or this how you should do it. This something that you even brought out. Now, because it's very clear in their own rules. The rule is simple and very clear. And also, they wasted time, and eventually we're going to revert to the same process. But I thought they intentionally veer from the reality and they thought they would have done different things and the way they're going to do it. And some of them that are even pushing and projecting these things themselves now can even account for. We're getting some information that people like Representative Clarence Guar can account for more than $300,000 that they gave him for his committee on public account. If this is true, it's troubling, right? If this is true, it's deeply troubling that you, the man that is leading one of the process to get a speaker, the legitimate speaker out, and you can only account for the PAC, the Public Account Committee process that we push into. It is alarming. It's very concerning also that we as people, we have to, time to time, inform our governance process and debate it in the public, and sometimes behave so petty to the extent that we need an extension from. And again, the reason, Tumani and Rabot, why the framers of our Constitution were very, very, very much level-headed in terms of their focus to even set all of these things, because they knew these things will have come out time to time. To see these kind of people around, and that's what the Constitution are the framework are very clear. They say we're going to have 3 separate and coordinated branches of government. And that's the purpose of this Constitution, and this article in the Constitution, Article 3 of the Constitution. Today, the Supreme Court did rule, and most of them will have to understand. And one of the things I said on the show the last time is that the United States government is very concerned about the processes, about respecting the rule of law, the democracy of our country. They're very concerned. This president, President Biden, the outgoing president of the United States, emphasized that it is paramount that we uphold the tenets of democracy. And an individual that will undermine the element of democracy, that person will be dealt with by the United States government. And it's obvious. We got serious attacks to this country. It's obvious. And I think they're getting to understand that process. You cannot open it, negate the constitutionality of the country. The Constitution has spoken through the Supreme Court. So I believe that we have to wait and see what's going to happen tomorrow. But if I were to speak as a pundit, I would say to you, the fact that we started to see deflation, we will see more deflation, and we may likely have session tomorrow. And when there's session tomorrow, I'm not saying the speaker are going to survive the entire battle holistically, but the speaker, if there will be session tomorrow, the speaker will have managed to temporarily survive this process between now and the end of this year. And then he can politically, he can put into place some politically savage process. He may now reconsolidate his power in the first phase of next year moving forward. But I think he may survive this within the period of the end of this year and begin the process of moving quickly to Vendetta point. Now, the reason why I asked Vendetta, the question I asked, too many you're laughing, all over laughing, that's where I was going. I know Vendetta Patrick very well. We all comrades in the rest of that. Now, is this process meant to actually speak for the democracy, or this is meant to re-elevate your failed past campaign, right? So that's why I asked him. I say, do you also know, is this meant to do that or so, right? It's sort of the reason why we want to do these things. But again, if it is meant for the process of ensuring we're protecting the democracy and the Constitution, we are going to support it. The New Progressive will support. We believe in our constitutional democracy. But what we would not take likely is that, because That's why we project it as one of the mantra of the new progressive. Is we put Liberia first before interest. That's why we are all citizens of the country first before we go to our individual political party as partisans of individual parties. So it is important that we support and project Liberia always time to time. We think Liberia, eat Liberia, and dream Liberia. It is important. So our young men and women, we call on them. We elected you to do the work of the people. Particularly, quickly, let me speak to my dear friend and brother, Anthony Williams. Anthony Williams, you always have this saying, one day, one day, one day. And that one day you went through the struggle. And I can recall we didn't have the money to spend, but we placed the call to you and gave you the courage. At this time, Anthony Williams, stand with the people. Stand with the mass base of the people. Believe in the process. You struggled to be representative. You defeated the sitting speaker of the Republic of Liberia. Yeah, you did that, and there were some court interventions. Today, don't be on the other side of the law. I'm calling on you. One day, things going to judge this process, please. So let's rethink this process and move our country forward.
Okay, but let me just come in. But one thing I noticed today is that the anti-Kofa Black, they had one of the best lawyers in the country, Vani Sherman, and he said he accepted the Supreme Court opinion. He said that they must return and his people must return and do a due process. So what I look forward to tomorrow, I believe that the speaker will have a quorum tomorrow, because as we speak, what I gathered over the weekend is that the deputy speaker, there are some people that are in the anti-Kofa Block who are on his direct instruction. And when they spoke to some of them, they said, well, if whatever Father says, we will do. So now I know that for a fact that the CDC have been working on Father the whole weekend, and I believe that Father will return to recession tomorrow, and while he's returning, he will take along the people he got influence over from the anti-Kofa Block, and they will have the session tomorrow, and they will proceed with the session. But with that in mind, so I believe there will be a session tomorrow. Speaker Kofa will preside, and at the end of the day, this matter will go. If they still intend to push his removal, they will go to. But one thing I can say, when I talked to some high person within that group, they said even if we go through the due process, we'll never get out for the non-vote. So that's the problem. That's the stalemate. You say I don't care what happened. That for the non-vote, we will not get it. There's no way we'll get out for the non-vote. And at the end of the day, after all the argument, they put it to vote, it will be defeated. They will throw it and it will throw it away. And then Kofa remains speaker because they will not get it for the non-vote. But I don't know, earlier you guys listened to the recording of Onukwe on a recording, and that's one of the problems I wanted you guys to maybe chime in before we go further. The former speaker, now he's a senator, and he's also one of those sanctioned by the U.S. government for exactly what he's saying on that audio, talking about the budget, how to manipulate the budget. I mean, and these guys, one of the reasons why people are supportive of the march tomorrow, the people had fed up, people were tired that the guys just lied to them, and they are in power now. All they do just to will and deal, talking about how much you put in the budget, for what reason they're gonna go, that person will do with the money, and that's all about budget, money. That's all about. People put the hard money there, the country is left in a cold. As a result, the people. And one thing, my fear is, Robert and Pewee, my fear for tomorrow is that if they don't handle things well, don't forget though, you have the AFL wives that have been protesting. You got the EPS soldiers who felt they were dismissed unlawfully, and other people who felt that they are being taken from the job unlawfully. They may all join tomorrow, and depending on how the government will handle the situation, how the police will respond to it, if they don't respond professionally or the right way, they may get out of hand, and they may have their crisis on their hands. And once they get into a crisis, other people will join, and things may not be the right way. But Robert, you listen to the audio?
Yeah, I haven't listened to the audio, but I will just based off of what you just said, I'm going to give my opinion on that. But I just want to pick it back a little bit to what Sylvester was saying about the speaker survivor of this matter. Now, from my perspective, I think survivor yet means not necessarily whether or not the speaker remains speaker, right? I think the fact that he has navigated this process and has not succumbed to what would have unfolded, or what unfolded a few years ago. I think to that extent is a victory. The fact that the Supreme Court, the fact that these lawmakers are being compelled to go back to section, the fact that they've been taught to respect the laws, and you know what? They don't even realize that the fact that they're publicly being spanked, right, to do something that everyone in the world would expect a lawmaker to already know. I think that is a victory for the speaker here, right? Whatever happens after tomorrow, we can speak on that. But the fact that these guys are being forced, right? The fact that they've been mandated to do the right thing, which is respect the laws. I think that in itself is a victory for the speaker. And that's we can say maybe victory one, victory two, but this is victory one right here. That he did not succumb to the nonsense. When you hear people like Representative Cocker talk about if he does not resign and we have the 49 numbers, we will expel him. It speaks to the ignorance of these lawmakers, right? And so the fact that they are going back to the joint chambers to allow due process as per the law, I think this is a victory for the Liberian people. That once and for all, if our lawmakers don't know better, we will teach them better. I think, and I also think that, and I have my own disagreement with this speaker, but I've got to say, I think he stood up here, right? As a lawyer, I think he stood up here, and this is where we put aside our personal sentiments here and focus on the issue, right? The fact of the matter is, maybe another speaker would have resigned after not having quorum for many days. He would have said, you know what? I've lost the confidence. These guys don't have the confidence in my authority, in my leadership as speaker. And so in the interest of the Liberian people, I will resign. But this is not what we should encourage. The interest of the Liberian people here is that all of our lawmakers, regardless of your political affiliation, regardless of your own personal disagreements, regardless of whatever issue you may have with the speaker, you must prioritize the laws of our country. We must always support the law, what the law says. And the law will not always be on our side. But at the end of the day, when the law prevails, we must respect that, right? And so with regards to victory, I think the speaker has already won on this issue. Begging lawmakers, Sylvester, you know you're my brother. I respect you tremendously. And I think you're a decent human being. I don't think a lot of these guys are decent human beings. I don't think that anyone should beg any lawmakers to do the right thing. I think that if we start to beg people to do what's right, then we're essentially telling them, you know what, whatever your issues are, and the approach to what you are doing here, you got a legitimate, whatever issue yet, right? I don't think we should beg these guys to return. If they don't return, the Supreme Court, and I think the action that the speaker took was the right action. If they don't return, there are laws that takes next step. There are next step here. And so no one should beg them to return. On Thomas Falah, and I will hope, and I've been speaking to a lot of my friends in CDC, the action this party takes on Thomas Falah will also separate or distinguish them on the message of the respect of rule of law. You cannot have a senior member of your party. And I think, and you remember, before he made this decision in his letter to the speaker, he said he wanted to consult his lawyers, Sylvester. And so here am I thinking, who were his lawyers? What kind of lawyer would advise you to join members that have purposely refused to respect the laws? What legal ramification that could have affected his position had he said, you know what, I'm on the side of the law. I'm not going to join you guys in a separate session because you have refused to respect the law. I don't understand. So who are your lawyers? Those lawyers should never be hired by anyone.
No, Raul, I think the point is that he was just making political thing here, right?
Exactly, but that's my point.
He himself being rolling the activity to remove the speaker.
But
he had paid significant money. He knew about
exactly. And what this essentially does is actually expose the fact that he was initially involved in this matter, right?
Exactly.
And again, the former president, the standard bearer of the CDC, spoke up and took a position. The party, by extension, have also taken a position. And so for Thomas Falah, a senior member of the party and deputy speaker, to take an action contrary to the parties and one that publicly disobeyed the laws, if this party does not act, you will hear from me. Because we cannot say we are on the side of the law. You can't say the former president is for peace and respect of the law. Remember, the entire world commended George Weah for peacefully turning over power. He did that for a reason. And so the president has a record. There is no way that I will see this president associate himself with Thomas Falah after what has happened yet. Especially if now he says, well, I'll return back to session now. On what grounds are you returning to session? Oh, because the Supreme Court gave you an order? Did you not know that? Were you not supposed to know that? Were your lawyers not supposed to know that to advise you legally on this matter? And so they should expel Thomas Falah from this party, Tomalin. This is the actual mistake.
Well, Robert, listen though. Let me say this though. Look, this whole issue with the speaker removal is deeper than most of us thinking. You know, like Costa said, man can talk all, but honestly, when all is said and done, you guys will get to the bottom line to find out what really all was behind this thing. It's bigger than what's happening. But what I foresee, I think if I were advising Kofa, I would tell him though, when this storm has settled, he should not just go into like maybe he should go with a next period of reconciliation and negotiation. Like for instance, some of the grievances they talk about the committee's issue. Okay, what committee? Yeah, talk about the committees. There is reconstituted committees that we're talking about. But at the same time,
you not happen.
I come in Pewee. But at the same time, one thing when you go to a negotiation, gentlemen, you go there. You don't just go. You make compromises, right? But one of the things you say, well, one thing we're not compromise on is this issue of the audit, which we can do. I already go, but the audit is with Liberian people. The public opinion is that we must do an audit or financial audit of this body. We must carry on. That is not negotiable. Okay, and also too, you lay the cards on the table. And I can tell you, once they resist that audit should not be done, you know where the problem is coming from. Because if the speaker, if they go through the process, due process, they don't have the vote. If you can't just go back, return, and go back with vengeance. No, then they will fight back because some of these guys right now they're afraid. But once some of them are saying LACC after them, some of them are concerned that the U.S. may sanction some of them because they know very well it will not pass easily. And then how do you, after such a betrayal in relationship, how do you reconcile? How do you get back? One thing in politics, if you try to get me to destroy my political career and you miss me, we'll make peace, but I'm not going to be comfortable with you. We know that. That's human nature. But at the same time, too, I will tread very cautiously with guided precision so that for the stability of the body, the August body, and we'll continue to tread our way. But he should go in a spirit of negotiation and reconciliation, because now you have to work. Now, guess what's going to happen though? Those who the black that have been supporting him throughout the process, and these are people you want to continue to hold, because they're the one who at the end of the day you'll say they're the one who helped to maintain my speakership, because they stood by me. Okay, the other guys there'll be the defection. People will confess. People will come forward and say, well, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. But at the end of the day, to maintain your position as speaker, you can't go with vengeance and say you want to do like what Trump said, retribution. You can't do that. You got to be very, 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 very careful, because you are the leader. People hurt you, but you move on. And number two, the last thing, the president, and I can tell you, as I always told you guys on the show, the president needed to intervene. Now, even though he has not come up publicly, but we all know that he's intervened already. I know for a fact that he's already intervened in this matter. And some people who are on the rescue on our block, they will come, because the president will tell us, look, you guys don't have the numbers, and my agenda is being stalled. And next thing will happen, we don't have money from the World Bank. The Liberian people will say, no money to pay the civil servants. I'm in trouble. We're running to crisis. The IMF will be on my back, and everything will come to a standstill. So now you guys got to return to status quo and let this thing come to an end. But I don't think the speaker should go with revenge.
Yeah.
Thomas Fowler is in a difficult situation. And lastly, if I were advising him, I would not have advised him. I think he was too quick to go and join his guys. He should have waited. He's a leader. He shouldn't have taken side. He should have stayed, look, I did not sign the resolution, the petition to remove the speaker. I'm not taking a side, but even though I'm being accused, but he should have not gone to say I'm going on the other side because where the majority is. What he could do, the smart thing he can do, tell us, look, I went there to make peace, to encourage the guy to come back. So since they came back now, I'm bringing them back. Because if influence he has, he can bring tomorrow the CDC people that the guys who he has influence over, and bring them back tomorrow and say, you see, that's what I want to do, to bring peace. To save but right now, he's been looked upon very bad in the whole process. So for that to save his own face, he has to tomorrow to make sure that tomorrow I make sure the session tomorrow they have a quorum tomorrow so that session can go on. If not,
he should be the most experienced person in the house. He's been there for many years, and sometimes again that's why structural education is important in terms of matching that with wisdom and moving through the crack. I mean the issue, right? So it's difficult when you and that's what they can say. They say how to hire old hand, right? They say what they say? Say monkey can't hire blind hand, right? So if you are in something, to just preclude yourself on it is difficult. Now, he's part of the process, the plan to remove the speaker. He even bankrolled the process, right? So it's difficult to just say, I would want to play this smart and other thing. And there are still other politicians that would have played smart here. He shouldn't have done what he did to go open it to the other side of it. You are the deputy speaker, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, you are a permanent member of the CDC. An individual that benefited tremendously from the CDC, right? To move that far and come and say you want to dethrone the speaker that is from the CDC, that was reprehensible. But again, the process is about and to do those counterproductive things, and you think it will not get some backlash. There will be a lot of backlashes that will come out, and the consequence of those things can be grave in some time. Now, this is what I'm for. But I believe very well that the CDC need him more than he needed CDC now. We have to be critical and balanced here. He believes that he got enough money, and if he stayed remain this way, situation move this way, if they can remove the speaker, the guys will hope to be getting some money to bankroll the party activities. He believes now that probably he wouldn't get nothing from the former president or the rest of that.
But my understanding is that Fala and Secretary General Koji, I heard they are very close, very close.
And that's one of the reasons I was just about to tell.
My understanding is that he has great influence over the Secretary General. In fact, somebody from there told me, said, look, Tomalin, wherever Fala goes, the Secretary General will go with him. Exactly. But then that means it's complicated, because where the standard bearer stands, where the political leader of the party stands, because if your Secretary General is so close to this guy, and he has that influence, because some of the people that are from the CDC that joined the anti-Kufa bloc, they are under his direct influence. And I will tell you, I will not call a name because of their own safety. But they said two of them told me. They said wherever Father go will go. So that means, and I'm sure Father tomorrow will take them back to session, and he will say by the speaker. And when that happens, they'll have 37. And tomorrow, I think then they will say, well, the guys will be, I think Robert said earlier too, the guys may all go back honor the gavel of the speaker and then try to put a petition forward. But the understanding is that if they even put it forward, they won't get a vote. So it's like if you know in America, whenever Nancy Pelosi or Mike Johnson or all the guys, when Mitch McConnell or Chuck Schumer, when they don't have the vote, they don't put it up.
No, they don't do it. But again, part of what that is unfolding is that they will move through tomorrow and do what they try basically to push. But again, the entire process about what is unfolding in the opposition party is that, I mean, and that's the problem if you don't have an institution. If we don't have and that's why we always call on us to institutionalize political parties in the country, where they will have structure. If you have real structure in the party, people won't even move for personal self-aggrandizement. And that's what always happens in the party. If you have certain influential elements in the party, those guys begin the process of manipulating the party to have internal structure, right? They have this internal moderation in terms of they internalize the process of how to moderate certain camp of the political institution, but how the institution is going to move. It's unfortunate. Now, today, the party is heavily divided now on the basis of those that are bankrolling certain the powerful people in the party. Now, President Weah is the undisputed giant of that party. It's clear. But the other side of it, President Weah cannot spend his money on the party. No. President Weah can't spend his money too much on the party. So President Weah uses an enormous popularity, right, to push the party overall agenda. And that's what everyone benefited from, including the father 2005 and the rest of that. Now, the king, they have a mass worth. So now is the time that other people depend on them to push. So they also control a large chunk of the party. That's why you see those kind of things unfolding. Why would you dare see, Robert, quickly before you come in, why would you see 10 members of the opposition party going against their own speaker? Is that it's
Robert, so but this could cause 10, okay? We need to reach out to Malu because I'm hearing that they play a part two in this thing too. I know he denied it. I heard someone release that they deny it, but I mean, Malu was with the party for the last chairman for almost the longest serving chairman, and he got some influence. So I don't know why he's staying on this whole issue, but I know they accuse them of being part of it too. But I don't know. But go ahead.
Let me say this, and this is something that I've always advocated for. Political institutions. Political institutions are very important, and I think when you have a political institution, I think when you institutionalize all of these different parties and whatnot, I think it helps our folks to seriously elect their leaders from a more informed place, right? Where people are affiliated with a particular party just based on the cause that these political parties champion, right? And how these causes impact their own lives as Liberian citizens. And some might say, well, our forefathers fought for, the rights of, to have multi-party, right? A system of multi-party. That's a whole different argument. This is the 21st century. The question isn't whether or not we can have 3, 4, 5 parties. The question is, are these parties, even if you have 2 parties right now that are dominating our political dispensation, are they institutionalized? No, they're not, right? A lot of folks know for a fact that Joseph Boakai was supported because Joseph Boakai was the only competitor, to George Weah, and given all of his different, tribal connection and all kinds of different things were at stake. So we should encourage our political institutionalizing our political parties. There should be no reason why the former president have to spend his own dollars on the operations of the party. And there should absolutely be no reason why we can make a determination who is needed more than the other based on finance. And so I don't understand how Thomas Fala, how CDC can need Thomas Fala now more so than the party needing Thomas more so than the party. The party.
So he got a lot of money. Man,
Yeah, but
he's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, but listen, Thomas Fala would not be where Thomas Fala is right now without
all the
CDC.
CDC is true,
And without the party. And so we must understand this, right? I don't care how
Robert, and Fala don't need the CDC to win election now.
But here's the thing: Fala may not need the CDC to win election, but he still needs the influence of the CDC, and that influence comes from George Weah. I don't care what you say. For Fala to think that, look, listen.
Robert, I'll tell you this about you. There are certain people. I'll tell you this. I think for a fact there are certain lawmakers who knew where we are all. That's Joseph. They need, because they have made it. They use CDC to be where they are. But now they can do it on their own. They got money. They got influence. So they can go and run their own campaign with all somebody.
Okay, but then
in the past, all we need to do just go to a district. This matter here to win. But nowadays, these guys are saying they amass their own wealth, do their own thing now. Why is somebody refusing? Imagine now, the crisis they're on right now. Why do we are calling somebody and they refuse to answer we are call? They want to talk to him. They ignore his call.
Okay. Then let them do that. And so then let the party, if they feel like, you know what, I'm in a place where I no longer need that party, that even though that party is because of that party that I am who I am, God first. And that because I've amassed enough money, I have established myself politically. I don't have to run for the next election 2, 4, 5, 6, 9 years from now. So I no longer need the party. Then guess what? Let the party act. Let the party expel them, and let's see how that. Let's see what change. Let's see what impact that makes, right? But in my opinion,
to expel them.
Expel them. I think Thomas Fala. Here's what I think. Regardless of how much money he may have, regardless of his political establishment at this point, right? I still think that if the party act against Thomas Fala and what he has done, I still believe that will have an impact. Remember,
the people that should act close to him.
Remember, yes, but here's the thing. It is the party prerogative now, right? Listen, yeah, man. The party that made Thomas Fala can also break Thomas Fala. We've seen politicians that have gotten rich. I'm being realistic here. We've seen politicians that have got. Let me tell you, Solomon George. Before Solomon George got dismissed as the chairman of the CDC, at one point, Solomon George was one of the most powerful voices in Liberia. I kill you not.
Who's Solomon George?
Huh?
Who's Solomon George?
You don't know Solo? George Solo?
Yes. You're powerful where? In the CDC?
In the CDC, and at some point before the election in 2005, 2011, I mean, every radio station wanted to interview George Solo. Every radio station.
George Solo or Solomon George? Which one?
No, George Solo.
Oh yeah, okay, Solo.
Solo. Every radio station wanted to interview him, and I knew exactly why. When he left, what happened to that? Right? All of that momentum, all of that. Everything started to
but Solo, but don't forget now, Robert. Solo, they want to be a millionaire for the CDC. Now,
yeah, but my point is, you can have the money. Look, as a politician and as a businessman, and as a sensible person, anyone would think that the party that made you who you are.
I agree.
Cannot think you're bigger than the party because your bank account, the size of your bank account is not bigger than the party's.
Yeah, but Robert,
when you still have George
Weah,
George Weah is still one of the most popular figure in the country, and he's
there's no question about that. No question about that. But no question about that. But let me tell you what's happening now. Why you think? You see, look, politics is you gotta be strategic. What Fala did, Fala knew perhaps he wouldn't have won his district, so what he did. He relocated. He relocated to his county of origin, Lofa, where he ran. Now, this guy over the years have become a very rich man. Man, Bill, one of the man, university he built, not joke. Now, besides that, like, why you think he was so brave to do what he did to the speaker? Because he felt that and now, do you know some of the people that president on the anti-Kufa block? They told me they are there because of him. That's how influential he is. The elected official. I come in, Robert. So as a result, with that, he from a vote rich county. The problem he has is that, which I know the president will not forgive him. The president felt that Fala disrespected him, did not treat him good during the election, and as a result, he tried to in fact, the reason why even a boycott the vote he received in Lofa during the election was a decrease as compared to 2017, but because of Fala investment into Lofa. Because Fala then invested in Lofa with hope that it would flip Lofa. But what they did, they just decreased the president's margin of victory in Lofa because they had a huge investment there. And during the process, a lot happened during the campaign. So, but what I'm saying is that CDC will have to act. But now Fala is fighting back. And like I said, being in a party, that people were saying, the reason why you don't surround an institution with individual, make an institution so that it can survive with all somebody. But you see, Fala, the way Fala play his role in the CDC, he got members of the CDC who, I'm not saying if he leaves the CDC will break down, but if you say you exploiting him as well with the case, he carrying people with him.
Yeah, but I don't think those that are loyal to Fala, I don't think they make a fraction of the party. Remember, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. I don't think Thomas Fala is as significant to the survival of CDC as you guys are trying to make it seem.
No, I don't think he's a dangerous guy. He's a dangerous guy. For what he did to the speaker, I think he's dangerous.
Right, and so my point is, regardless of.
What I'm trying to say, Father, Robert, is that what he did to the speaker is very dangerous. You cannot choose. You can't start your brother back like that. No. So, but then my thing is that because he did it because he felt he has some influence in the party.
No, but I don't. But that's what he may think. But again, I will encourage the hierarchy. Look, the power that be and the leaders of the CDC must not strategically look at this thing here and say, well, does the party need Thomas Fala more than he needs the party? Any leader of the CDC who start a conversation to act against Thomas Fala and his actions, they also should leave the party. I don't care how powerful you are. No man is bigger than the party. And I don't care how influential you are. Nobody is bigger and more important than country. And this is what we have to start to beat into the heads of our people. At the end of the day, I believe that if CDC act and suspend or expel Thomas Fala from the party, I don't think it will have any major influence on the operations, the popularity of CDC, as opposed to if they agree that he stays, even given the fact that he has publicly disrespected the leader of the party. He has publicly betrayed the party position on this matter. And last but not the least, Thomas Fala has not represented himself well as a good representation of CDC. This could also politically hurt the argument of CDC against an incumbent that may be struggling on the issue of law and order in Liberia come 2029. They may be struggling on taking action against corrupt leaders in 2029. A lot of these things will be on the ballot. And if CDC does not act now, how can it convince people like myself and others that they stay on the root of law? The last thing I want to make is this. Look, infighting party is one thing. Disagreements are one thing. But again, when such a grave allegations of bribery and Thomas Fala's name was at the center of all of this stuff, when it was alleged that he was involved, he drew back. No, he wasn't. The speaker came. He went to a session with the speaker. All of this happened only for him to make a decision that contradicts the Constitution and the laws that he should be respecting. Someone said he was the most experienced. Well, guess what? His action has proved otherwise. His action has proved that he has no experience. He has no respect for orders. He has no respect for the rule of law. And CDC must act.
Okay, Robert. Look. Let me be very clear. What he did, especially to the speaker, I consider it as an act of betrayal. Okay, I think, and besides that, to influence member of his CDC caucus to join him in going against the speaker, to write petition against the speaker. That's what you call like a party, like a coup on somebody, a coup to overthrow somebody. That's how you call it. But my thing is this though, as I told you earlier, one of the CDC officials told me, he said, George, he said the secretary general of the party and Father, they are very close. Wherever he goes, Father will go in. And then don't forget now, the secretary general of the party, he has a base in the party too, with the young people in the party. So my thing is that I look forward to see what CDC will do to Father. And I remember carefully, I share with you what you coming. When the issue came with George Solo, when George Solo was being expelled, in fact, Tua was the grievance chairman, I think, at that time for the CDC. He recommended expulsion of George Solo. During the voting, at that time, President, we are a political leader. He voted, but he voted against expulsion of George Solo. But guess what happened? The majority overruled. The majority vote took over. He voted on record for Solo not to be expelled. But at the end of the day, the majority of the executive committee members, they had the more vote and Solo were expelled. So now, I want to see what happened in the issue of Fala. It's true, Fala needs to be disciplined. I should be taking against Fala. But I want to see how to take the action and what will be the outcome of it. That's what I want to see in the next couple of weeks or days.
Yeah, but quickly, let me speak to that quickly. And we love to, good to be honest in this process. The reason why Solo got expelled or left the party clearly, it's a different kind of a political process here. Solo and Joe, they fell off. It was clear that Joe didn't want him there. Now, Joe are playing the other side of it. We need to be very candid here. Man, you know the rest of the story.
Yeah, but on record, Joe, we have voted for him. On record, President, we have voted for him not to be expelled.
That's the other side of it. That's
the record. The more the record carried that way. Okay, go ahead.
They fell off completely. I think Joe were not comfortable with him being chairman of the party. And he was always toxic. He was a toxic element, right? So they didn't want him in the political party. He feel more discourse in terms of bringing the party together. Now, remember, what is currently unfolding in the party in terms of the deputy speaker position in the party and the other process in the party, I'm a little concerned that, and I agree, anyone that will rebel in the political institution, Rabbi, as you said, they should be expelled or seriously reprimanded. But this is not going to happen to Father because Father got a serious grip in the party. Those that should take the decision, the executive committee and the rest of that, all people that should take the decision, they are people that Father got some serious relationship with or influence over. So that decision is going to be very difficult to be taken. Two, Father and the rest of the crew, even and I love to speak truth to power for me, and I'm speaking here as a political pundit, analyzing issues deeply involved, in the politics. Father, even the Secretary General of the party, even the former chairman that resigned, Molu, they believe that people like Speaker Kofa, they are all strangers to the party. They believe Speaker Kofa should not benefit the way he's benefiting from the party. Some of them even did not like at the time Eugene Nambe and the rest of the crew that held certain jobs in the government, certain powerful jobs. There were certain people having certain powerful jobs around George. We are most of those party officials, those party ideologues, those party faithful, detested them, spoke against them, felt that they were being sidelined, and strangers came in, they were enjoying powerful positions. They spoke of that in quarter. They didn't come out in the party to say they had some serious issue with that. There was gossip in certain quarter of the party. They named certain major officials of government around the former president in that case. So Father and the rest of the folks sat rather on the very powerful committee and then managed to get some money and decided to compensate some of these guys. That's the problem. It's like you, Bravo, we around you. You see some folks around, I'm around, we in your political circle, you got the money. Anytime you go, Pewee, don't worry about anything. Every month I'll pay your rent. Whenever you need car, let me know, I will buy you a car. Every year I will buy you 1 or 2 cars. Right? And you do the same to money. You think anytime you want decision-making process in our place, we will move on behind. You've been running our activities and the rest of that. So that's what we have to be a little mindful. That's why I believe, and don't be surprised. I may not be thinking right, but I'm thinking politically. Don't be surprised. People may even attempt one day to say there's somebody to challenge us. We are in the party. Don't be surprised. Don't be. Don't be surprised, Rob. I'm saying this seriously to you. I'm signing this way today. Don't be surprised when those guys will start something that you'll hear soon in CDC between now and before the year and next year middle. that they will be talking about someone challenging George Weah in the party now. That's time for the party to force on. Don't be surprised. Now, when these things about to happen the way it's happening, they hit it, they say, hey, this man's stranger, they may cannot come and overtake the party. So that's the fear. That's one of the main reasons they wanted to get rid of him. They're now trying to cooperate with the guys from the United Party to say, hey, this guy, a lot of things playing against the speaker here. One, the citizens themselves believe it's a stranger. He shouldn't be catapulted to the speaker position at this level. Number two, the vice president is paranoid, right? He's paranoid that this guy is the speaker. He's trying to build his own power base. Number three, the guys, the Prince Moy, the very powerful guys. There are certain guys in the government, in the legislature, rather, they believe they should control that place. And controlling that place, you need to control the Ways, Means, and Finance and the Budget Committee, the Public Account Committee. They believe they control those two major committees, rather. The men can make themselves millionaires and big boss in our country. They can pull any decision. So that's the problem. So don't worry, it'll be hard. No one who won't vote to expel Father. The executive committee members. You expel Antonio when Father. So it's difficult. I can put my neck on the line. Father can never be expelled from that party. No, nothing. And there's something very seriously in this case. There are major members of the political party, the ideologue and the party faithful are supporting Father. They support his decision. They believe the fight against Mr. Kofa is justified, and they're pushing this process here. So that's one of the reasons. That's it.
So few things I want to mention, and this is the reason why, again, we should all push for the institutionalizing political parties, and I think is in the best interest of the voters, and I also think it's in the best interest of the country, for that matter, right? Where people can now vote on issues and not sentiments and relationships, and just listen to you. That's a great way to look at it, because again, if that's the reality right now, then that's unfortunate, right? The fact that people will solely make decisions on their stomach, on their belly, right? And this is exactly what has happened over the years, where you have lawmakers who want the speaker removed, and they have no interest in following the laws. They want to remove him because they can benefit $25,000 instead of following the laws and upholding the laws. I get that. But again, I think that, we have got to come to a place as a country where we once and for all make a decision, to do it the right way. There's no such thing as the Liberian way. The Liberian way must align with the right way of doing things. That's how we move our country forward in the 21st century, right? And so if those folks that are close to Thomas Falah believe that Thomas Falah cannot be expelled because he has disrespected the party's decision, remember, these are folks who are part of the party. These are folks who, I don't think George Weah will issue a statement without consulting the leaders of the party. George Weah may be the standard bearer of the CDC, but to your point, the CDC is also led by others who should be consulted before decisions are made. And again, this was not George Weah's position. This is the party's position. And to have a senior member of the party publicly disrespect the party's position without any explanation whatsoever, right? Again, speaks to where we are as a country. So again, my position is that I will encourage the former president and the party to act, because again, this could come back during the 2029 election. The rule of law won't be on the ballot. The rule of law won't be on the ballot. And the argument that will be made on the campaign trail will be debunked. We will go back to the record based on the decision of the party on the issue as it relates to the rule of law. Now, I don't mind people within the party challenging George Weah. This is why political institutions are important. I don't believe in this whole idea that because the standard bearer or the political leader of the party should automatically be seen as the guy who will be nominated as the party standard bearer. No, there should be a primary within the party. People should legally be able to contest that primary. People should legally and respectfully be able to make that case. If I'm a part of CDC and I feel like I want to contest the status that be or the power that be within the party or the establishment within the party, I should be able to come and say, you know what? I respect George Weah. I respect the party, but I don't believe that the former president has what it takes to continue to carry the torch of the party. I don't think the former president and the current leader of the party has what it takes to continue to push us into the 21st century. Respectfully, I don't have to insult the former president. This is what true political institution brings. It brings civil political competition within the party. It encourages issues that are surrounded. It encourages the debates that are surrounded around issues. When we discuss the issues, now I have to tell you why I think I'm the best guy to move the party forward based on my own agenda, based on the party's agenda, and based on which direction the country wants to go in. So again, if anyone within the party wants to challenge George Weah, I encourage that. Let them challenge George Weah. I don't think George Weah should retaliate because someone wants to challenge him. But I want to state this very clear. We are moving we have a country right now where money is not all to it. Money is a huge requirement to run political campaigns. But money is not all to it because guess what? If money was what it took to win an election, Alex Cummings will be our next president right now. If money was what it took to win our election, some will argue that Ronnie Sherman will be our next president right now. Because all these guys have money. But politically, they did not have the political capital, they did not have the support, they did not have the popularity. And in as much as we want to focus on a political disposition that talks about the issues, the reality right now is you need people. And I don't know any political party that have that advantage over George Weah right now. And so they must act.
I'm sorry. I think in the studio, the guys, the kid is here alone in the studio, so I think he needs to. But you want to go because they say the time is getting tense.
Yeah,
right
we can basically wrap up now.
Let us wrap up because I want you to go on. Where I'm hearing the time is getting tense in Monrovia because of.
So basically for me,
so we'll just conclude so we can let him go home. So
let me use the time to close. I believe we support the tenets of democracy. I'm a constitutionalist, and again, the entire country believes in the process. That's why we always go into political contestation nowadays. It's always the ballot box, not the bullet. Again, that's the way to do things. So we elected you guys for 6 years. You have to do the job of the people. Other than that, we will ask the people to move the process forward. So, Mr. Patrick Vendetta, we support the process about gathering the folks. We will always be around, and that's why we will do the will of might as we promised. We committed already to that process. We did a small contribution to that process.
The new progressive already contributed. That's true.
Yes, to that to move the process forward. So, but again, we pray that our country will be protected and the laws of our country should all be upheld. It's a serious thing we have to do in the country. Those that believe that they will use their power to pillage the resources for our people so that they will live an extraordinary life, we're going to challenge the process. It is wrong. It is unacceptable. We have to get the job of the people done. So thank you guys and have a wonderful night. Let me say again to all of our wonderful followers and committed listeners, we say also a wonderful good night to you and keep also pressing those of us that are watching the watchdog. Watch us also and critique us. We're open to criticism and we'll always be on the show to interact with you. Have a very wonderful good evening.
You know, it's interesting to see one of my fierce critic on this show, Jallah. It's interesting to see him telling me, thanks, Robert, I've been spot on today. But I want to be unequivocal. Yeah, when I say that, I don't think it's a bad idea for anyone within the party to challenge the leader of the party. It's a true reflection of political institution. But guess what, Jallah? The candidate you supported ran from that, the practice of that, the essence of our democracy. Because guess what? I think that Unity Party and the current president would have been ahead of us on this argument and say, look, we support democracy. We are not afraid of the best democratic practice, right? When Alice Cummings demanded that they go to a convention, right, or primary, where delegates, decide on who represents the party at the time, right? They ran from that process. They ran from that process because they did not believe in the true essence of democracy. So my good friend Jallah, I'm not just talking about the former president being challenged. I'm talking about the creation of institutions, a true institution across our country where anyone can challenge anyone, regardless of your popularity, regardless of the size of your bank account. It's about the ideas, and that's what we should encourage. So look, I look forward to what happen tomorrow, Tomalin. But again, I must commend the speaker for standing up to these bullies, for standing up to these guys. And I believe that the president and the former president and CDC must act against Thomas Falah. I would never trust a guy like Thomas Falah. Never. I can work with him professionally, but I can't even share a wine with him. I can never ever trust a guy. He has no integrity. He has no principle, and he will do anything for his belly.
Thank you. And tomorrow all eyes will be on the capital city, on the capital, to see what happens there. We wish those who are preparing to march, wish them the best wishes. We pray that the government, the security forces will interact with them positively. We work with them and let them exercise their constitutional rights to protest. And also, the entire war is not focused on the USA, where we are right now. Within few hours, the election will take place in this country. And at the end of the day, America will either make history by electing the first female president who will break the glass ceiling finally, or another history by electing a convicted felon to be president again in the history of America. We look forward to seeing it. And I'm glad. I can't wait want to say. I do not support Trump. I don't care. I don't support him one bit. He disrespect immigrants. I'm an immigrant. He disrespected us. And would not support him. He called us trash. I would not support him for that. I don't care what anybody can say. My wish is that America would vote the right way. I see some of my fellow people. Is that right to do what they want to do? But it's not a normal election. Yes, not a normal election. It's an election of to protect democracy in this country. So my children was born here. Maybe they won't go to Liberia. Will have their kids here too. So it's about the future too. Yeah, we who got kids in this country, they were the future. So, and the kids watching TV, they're all written. And tomorrow is what happened. I'm about to see this woman about to have a final rally in Pittsburgh. And I think Trump have it on in Michigan, I think. But tomorrow is what happened, guys. And hopefully Wednesday, Thursday, we'll be discussing who the next president of America.
And I pray, and my prediction is Kamala will do the damage.
and lastly, so my friends,
Trump is struggling in Georgia right now.
Yeah,
and if she wins Georgia, North Carolina, or Pennsylvania,
but Robert and Pewee, if tomorrow night we just said Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania has fallen to her, it's over.
Yeah, it's a done deal.
It's a done deal. So that's what happens tomorrow.
Yeah,
but guys,
but she needs to win most states. Don't focus so much on the popular vote. You need to win most states because the more states you win, the more of the what you call.
But Robert, you're in Georgia and we in Pennsylvania, but about people in Delaware. So Delaware, I mean, Robert got to decide election tomorrow. So Pewee, Delaware, who care?
3.2 million votes.
Pennsylvania, the most important.
Why did you say anyway? It's a major area.
The major area of Pennsylvania. It's a purple. So tomorrow what happened.
But again, also, we may not know who
we'll know by Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, maybe on Wednesday or maybe at 2:00 in the morning tomorrow. At CNN and all the other news channels.
Tomorrow I'm not working.
They'll still be crunching the numbers.
I will be. Yeah, I'm working.
If you can win Michigan, win Pennsylvania, and win Wisconsin is done.
It's done.
And my suspicion is that if she can win Philadelphia County heavily in Pennsylvania.
But it's a tight election.
Very tight.
It's a very tight election. It's a very
tight. She read the campaign well. She did what she all mistakes. She did well. She been making a message going around, and other dudes have been talking about why you do the people shooting, going people, all that kind of thing. They've been talking. I don't know what I mean. Because I cannot man. But anyway,
you saw what he did with the mark. You saw what he was doing with the mark.
No, what are you doing?
That man, something wrong with him, man.
I do got issues, man. But guys, look, good night. I pray for America, pray for Liberia. You see, yeah? We hear about it well. Good night, guys. Myean, we're talking up in the VIP room, yeah?
All right, okay.
Okay. Talk to you later.
We cry for peace.
So, folks, that's it. You've been following the closing argument. On Truth 96.1 and all of frequency across Liberia. Relaying this broadcast. At 30 minutes outside the hour at 1 o'clock. So at this junction, this is how I'd like to close down on this broadcast and rejoin you at 5 a.m. So you can join this station as tomorrow at same time for another fascinating edition of the closing argument. So it has been a wonderful time. And so good night from my end. I'm Myean D. Torgbean. I have been here. So bye-bye from my end.